Church on the Game Changer Network.
Well. Good evening. Fade to Black. Bespoke radio for the masses. That's right. Today's Wednesday, August 23rd. 231 days into the new year, just 134 days left. We are live from a bunker somewhere in downtown Burbank, California. And I would like to welcome everybody listening all around the world, all across the United States. Hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down, east and west, north and south, far and near. This is Fade to Black. For KJCR, the Game Changer Network, and KGRA, the Planet. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. What is cracking, everybody? Yeah, man. Tonight, we got a really cool show tonight because we have very special guest. Brad Olsen is here. And what we're going to do tonight, we're going to do our Total Eclipse special event recap. Yeah, man. So we were up at Mount Shasta for the Total Eclipse. We were up there for the Eclipse of Disclosure Conference, and which ended with the eclipse on Monday. We've got lots of really cool images we're going to share with everybody, and we're going to kind of just recap the event and what it was like and what we went through. We're also going to open up the phone lines tonight, and I want you to share your eclipse experience with us. Did you transition? Did you awaken? Did you see anything strange in the sky? Yeah, we did. By the way, we did two nights. There was 3 nights of, I'm trying to think here, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 3 nights of, did we do it all 3 nights? I think we did. I think we did 3 nights of night vision, or did we do 2? I know there was 3. There was one that we didn't do because we had to come back to Los Angeles. So anyway, crazy stuff that we saw in the sky up there around Shasta. So we'll talk about all of that too as well. I think we have some images that were taken up there that were pretty amazing. So we're going to share that tonight as well. So just get ready. Let's have a fun show tonight. Buckle up, make it happen. The call-in numbers are 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. Our guest tonight, Brad Olsen. Tomorrow night, Ralph Ellis is going to be here. Now, you thought we were going to do a fader night tomorrow night. No, we've got to do a full week of shows with a full week of guests. So we're going to have Ralph Ellis here tomorrow night, live from Europe. And tomorrow we are going to be doing another history lesson that we always do with Ralph, Adam and Eve. Yeah, okay. Oh, man. Very excited about the show tonight. Also, tomorrow, John Rappaport is going to be here with his No More Fake Newsroom live. Any questions or comments during the show tonight? Use hashtag F2B on Twitter. We don't bite. That's where you want to go. Any questions or comments during the show tonight? Just use hashtag F2BQ. That's, or did I just say? Hashtag F2B is the sandbox. Hashtag F2BQ is Fade to Black. Questions you want to email throughout the show? Jimmy@jimmychurchradio.com. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Very simple, at JChurchRadio. All right, and I am looking here. There it is. Okay. Twitter is always live in front of me. The chat rooms are live in front of me. The texting, the IM stuff is live in front. Everything is go in front of me right now. Okay, so if you want to stay interactive during the show, you have plenty of ways to get it done. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast, where we have over 700 archive shows. Custom apps, Apple, Android, all platforms, just $2 a month. Just go to jimmychurchradio.com, click on the podcast banner. Instructions are right there, $2 a month. Or you can become a Fader Not. Just go over to our membership section on the site. Get the Bunker Cam. Hello, everybody on the Bunker Cam. And commercial-free downloadable archives. You can even go full tilt and get all of that Fade to Black gear, autographed hats and T-shirts and all that stuff. All right, so go and do that. Our membership area is right there. All of our sponsors, Life Change Tea, GetTheTea.com, River Moon Coffee, New Pharma, that's GNU Pharma, Ancient Life Oil, Sacred Skulls, and, of course, Studio Dome speakers. Have you been to the Sacred Skulls website? Oh, man. That is the coolest ever. I'm going to tweet this out right now. I should have Rita do it, but I'm going to do it because I'm thinking about it. Check out, while you're listening to me tonight, just go over to Sacred Skulls. There it is, right there. Go over to Sacred Skulls and look at these images. Look at these skulls. And you've got to check out the artwork, how these are done. Each one takes about 2 years. Think about that for a second. 2 years. And somebody was posting today. They're like, man, the price, I was like, dude, you got to understand. I like Ferraris, right? I like Ferraris, but that doesn't mean I can afford one, but I certainly like to look at them. Right, so just go look at these skulls. They're absolutely amazing. I'm posting a picture right now on Twitter with a link to the website. So go and check out Sacred Skulls. There it is. Look at this thing. And click on that. You look at this. It opens up at the top. It's got a key, a custom-made key for each skull. That goes in on the bottom of the skull. There's a keyhole on the bottom. It unlocks, and you can see the section on the top pops open, total James Bond. And you can't even tell that it opens. You think that the skulls are all one piece. And you can see this skull here, that's made of wood. It looks like stone. This particular one is made of wood. All of those teeth are 24-karat gold individual teeth. Look at the gold inlay around the ears. Now, each one of those looks like a star constellation. That's probably because it is. And everything is done with sacred geometry. That's all gold and fine gemstones that are inlaid. This particular one has got a diamond right there for a third eye. Look at that. It's absolutely incredible to hold this. And then underneath, I've got pictures of underneath. There's a huge gemstone underneath, and this powers up. This actually glows. So a bunch of the gemstones that are here that are inlaid, it looks like a starry night. It's incredible the way it glows. Maybe I'll do that in a little bit during the commercial break. All right, okay, let's get this show cracking. Happy birthday to today. Rick Springfield is 68. I know you're singing Jesse's Girl right now. Barbara Eden, is 86. Man, I dream of Jeannie. Shelley Long today is 68. Our dead guys' birthdays today are Keith Moon, drummer for The Who, 1946 to 1978, died at the age of 32. And River Phoenix, 1970 to 1993, died at the age of 23. That's 32 inverted. That's kind of weird, isn't it? I thought so. All right. On this day in history, OTD. It happened in 1989. As punishment for betting on baseball, Cincinnati Reds manager Pete Rose accepts a settlement that includes a lifetime ban. That's right. A heated debate continues to rage as to whether Rose, a former player who remains the game's all-time hits leader, should be given a second chance. All right. Yeah, man. Really? Ziggy just posted a sonogram of his new grandson, a Fader Not, coming on 1/8/2018. I'm so excited. So are we. He's got a Fade to Black t-shirt on in the womb. How did you do that, Ziggy? Pretty cool. Look at Barbara Eden right there. I Dream of Jeannie. 86. Can you believe it? All right. Fader fact. I want somebody to post a picture of Niao. Spelled Nixau, by the way. Niao. The main actor of the movie, The Gods Must Be Crazy, which is one of my favorite films of all time, period. The Gods Must Be Crazy. He was paid only $300 to star in the film, which made over $60 million. And that is a Fader fact. Tonight, very special guest, Brad Olsen, is back with us. We're going to do our Total Eclipse special. Brad got the Total Eclipse. Rita and I got about 90%. I was looking at charts today, and it was what I suspected. Even though they're saying 90%, man, from where we were, I can imagine that the total eclipse would be a little different, but not by much, because of where we were. And looking at the charts, we pretty much got the full run of it. But we're going to talk about all of that tonight, the Total Eclipse special. Tomorrow night, Ralph Ellis is here live from Europe. We're going to be doing Adam and Eve tomorrow night. And, of course, John Rappaport's going to be here to open up the show with his No More Fake Newsroom live. The call-in numbers, I do want to hear from you tonight, 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. I want to hear your stories from Monday. Did you get up? Did you sleep through it? Did you not see it? You know, I kind of feel bad for everybody down here in Los Angeles because it was overcast. It was cloudy. That's the first bummer. But L.A. just got a little piece, a little taste of it. All right. Little taste. We got the full run of it up there, man. It was so cool. All right. Now, here's a story that is breaking that you probably haven't heard, and you may not, but that's why you listen to Fade to Black. An alleged Russian hacking group has been permanently banned from hacking Microsoft computers or using their trademarks after Microsoft today won a major U.S. court victory. Now, how does that work? How do you take a hacker to court and win? In a ban like this, just listen to this. Now the tech giant is legally entitled to command and control the hacker's domains. Yes. U.S. District Judge Gerald Bruce Lee, not making that up, ruled in favor of Microsoft in a lawsuit against the hacking group known as Fancy Bears, also referred to as Apt 28 and Strontium. In the ruling, the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Virginia permanently enjoined Fancy Bears from sending malicious software or code to infect Microsoft or Microsoft's customers without authorization. Now, the court also enjoined the hackers from intentionally hacking any of Microsoft's computers, stealing information from Microsoft or its customers, and configuring, deploying, operating, or otherwise participating in or facilitating a command and control infrastructure. I'm going to say it again. You have to ask yourself, how can this be possible? How can this play out? Well, first off, it's Microsoft. They're not including Linux, but and of course Apple systems, but Microsoft runs the world. Okay? And you need to think about that. They have the ability and they have the technology and the engineers and the manpower and the infrastructure and the logistical support to pretty much do whatever they want. And if somebody out there is acting up, you really wouldn't want to have the power of Microsoft bearing down on you. Under the order, Microsoft was granted the ability to take over command and control domains the hackers use to manipulate malware installed on victims' computers. Through the lawsuit, Microsoft has been able to take over at least, listen to this, 70 different command and control points from the hacking group since August, the beginning of August. Now, instead of taking control of physical servers, Microsoft has been taking control of the internet domain names that route to servers Fancy Bears rent from data centers. Microsoft has taken over domain names such as MicrosoftInfo365.com and LiveMicrosoft.net, which the company can use to observe the hackers' activity and stop them from controlling infected computers. How crazy is this? The court also enjoined Fancy Bears from using Microsoft trademarks, including all symbols, words, designs, or statements that would result in deception of customers. Hacking groups use official logos and replicated designs to spoof, login pages in order to trick users into giving up their username and password and phishing campaigns. You've all gotten those emails. You have. And I have been pretty clean of getting, because we use really, really, really strong spam software here. Actually, we use 3 or 4. So by the time email, first off, with everything that I use, what finally gets to me, I get 0 spam. I mean, I get absolutely none. I really enjoy that. I shouldn't say absolutely none, but nearly none. But I had, it was about a week ago. Something actually got through, and I was like, oh, really? And I forget exactly what it was, but it indicated that I had gotten some free miles from United Airlines, and there's United's logo right there, courtesy of Bank of America. And all I had to do was click here and verify my account, and I got a free, I forget what it was, like 35,000 miles from United. Oh, and a free companion ticket, right? It was like, oh, really? And I'm looking at it, I'm like, you know what? People will click on that. And then that was the first one in a long time, but people do that, right? And I got one yesterday or the day before. Again, very rare for this stuff to leak through, so I'm actually curious. And I got one yesterday, actually popped through, again, from Bank of America. No, this was Wells Fargo. Giving away a $50 Starbucks card if you just take their survey. And people actually click on this stuff. Well, so Microsoft has won this lawsuit. And what their malware and what Fancy Bears has been running is this pops up. You click on it, and sure enough, boom, you get infected. All of your credentials and passwords are given away. You've let go of your computer and the control of it, and there's nothing you can do. And at that point, a few things are going to happen. One, you're going to have to pay $300 or something to get your computer unlocked, or somebody's going to go in and just get all of your information. So Fancy Bears has been accused of hacking the Democratic National Committee, the DNC, during the presidential campaign last year. The group, which was dubbed Fancy Bears by cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike for its never-proven connection to the Russian government, was also allegedly responsible for hacking the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, and the International Association of Athletic Federations, the IAAF. And then the court order says this: granting Microsoft possession of these domains will enable Microsoft to channel all communications to those domains to secure servers, thereby cutting off the means by which the strontium defendants communicate with the infected computers. Now, and that was in the court filing. In other words, at any time the infected computer attempts to contact a command and control server through one of the domains, it will instead be connected to a Microsoft-controlled secure server. While it is not possible to rule out the possibility that the strontium defendants could use fallback mechanisms to evade the requested relief, redirecting this core subset of strontium domains will directly disrupt the current strontium infrastructure, mitigating risk and injury to Microsoft and its customers. According to court documents, Microsoft identified thousands of domains that the hackers might have allegedly used to target their computers and networks. Microsoft made several attempts to serve the hackers with legal papers via email, sending them to the accounts that were used to register the command and control domains. While the hackers never responded, tracking bugs that were planted in the emails showed that those emails, that they received them and they were opened at least 30 times, which means they were served. Yeah, man. Since the hackers never showed up in court, that's right, they didn't show up. The court ruled in favor of Microsoft in a default judgment. Now, will there be an abuse of power here? So as I started to think about this today, and what I mean by an abuse of power, it's very simple. How do we know what these hackers were controlling? Now we have to, and I doubt that there is some, I really do, I doubt that there is some federal agent in the middle of this that's approving what Microsoft is going to go out there and do. What Microsoft does have is a judgment for them to go and take over domains. So they can do whatever they want. Hacking, malware, holding people hostage, ransomware, and the way that stuff has been distributed and how it affects people. When it gets into hospitals, that's wrong. I know that there are, most hackers out there know that there's a line in the sand you don't cross, and one of them is you don't mess with hospitals, you don't mess with kids, but when it gets into flight control software and airlines and infrastructure things, accidents that could happen, and stoplights, drinking water, there's things that can come into play where computers get shut down and internet access is messed with. That's where I draw the line in general, holding somebody ransom, for ransom. It's wrong. But giving Microsoft this kind of broad sanction to do whatever they want is pretty trippy. They don't care. They could have done stuff behind the scenes and we never knew about it, but now they've got the authority. They have a court order. Bizarre. Absolutely bizarre situation. And not many news outlets right now are actually talking about this. I don't know if Microsoft really wants this as a headline. Do they want to scare these hackers? Okay, here, you know what? You don't want the hackers to know. You don't. You don't want them to go out and do something on the back end. But it's very interesting. So there you go. Now, tonight, Brad Olsen is here. We're going to do a Total Eclipse special event and recap of everything that went down, not only this past weekend, but certainly on Monday morning. Brad was there for the Total Eclipse. I want to take phone calls tonight. I want to see your images, your thoughts, and hear your thoughts about the eclipse. Anything unique happened for you? And when it did go down, what was the vibe like? I'm going to go through everything tonight, what Rita and I experienced. It was very, very, very cool. Certainly once in a lifetime. And so with that, the phone numbers are 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. With that, I'm going to get out of here. I'll be right back with Brad Olsen. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church, on KGRA, the Planet, the Game Changer Network, iHeartRadio, all that stuff. This is truly bespoke radio for the masses. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Email is jimmy@jimmychurchradio.com. I'll be right back with Brad Olsen. Stay right there.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net. KGRA Radio. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy.
Hi, folks. Let's wind the clocks back 60 years. Food was different. Food provided health and nutrition, and using supplements was minimal. Unfortunately, now we have chemicals, GMOs, herbicides, and pesticides that can be quite lethal in the name of our food supply and, of course, the ever-loving dollar. Supplementing our diets can be very important to stay healthy. Cleansing from daily intruders to the body might be critical. Live strong and take charge. Log on to getthetea.com. Our herbal tea is a great way to cleanse from intruders. Our supplements is a great way to maintain and improve your health. When your health is not up to par, go to getthetea.com. No GMOs, no fillers, and organic, and very helpful in keeping you at the top of your game. Life is too short to feel, you know what I mean. Stay in the game, at the top of your game with getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. Again, getthetea.com.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Planet.
Win big with KGRA this summer. Tickets and hotel accommodations to the biggest conferences, autographed books and DVDs, chances to win all-inclusive conference cruises, and private dinners with your favorite KGRA hosts. Click the contest tab at kgraradio.com for your chance to win big this summer. Your contact for the best alternative talk radio on the planet. kgraradio.com.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Massey, and you're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, our Total Eclipse special. Got Brad Olsen here tonight. He is the author of 9 books, including 2 in his Esoteric Series, Modern Esoteric and Future Esoteric. An award-winning author, book publisher, and event producer. His keynote presentations and interviews have enlightened audiences at Contact in the Desert, the Awareness Life Expo, 5D events, and dozens of radio, including Coast to Coast and Fade to Black, television shows, Ancient Aliens, America Unearthed, Mysteries of the National Parks. And right now, in August 2017, Brad will start hosting his radio show, the Esoteric Circle, on several different internet radio networks. We'll find out about that in just a bit. He is the founder and co-producer of the Weird Street Faire up in San Francisco. And he was featured on the front page of the San Francisco Bay Guardian in September 2014. The Chicago native's esoteric writing continues to reach a wide audience while he continues breaking ground in alternative journalism, public speaking, illustration, and photography. All of his websites are right there over at jimmychurchradio.com. I would like to welcome back to Fade to Black, the one and only Brad Olsen. Brad, how are you?
Hey, Jimmy, doing great. Always great to be back on Fade to Black.
How is the tallest man in conspiracy doing?
Doing great after that eclipse. Talk about fading to black. Watching that sun blot out was incredible.
Oh, boom, boom. Yeah, well done. Well done. Where were you for the eclipse?
My dad looked all over the place, finding what part of North America, at least in the western part, that we could both meet at would not only be the most chance for having sunny skies, which is really important if you want to see the whole show,
right,
but also high up on a desert plateau. So he was looking around Idaho, far eastern Idaho, and everything was booked up. Then some guy just opened up his land, and my dad made reservations, and we had a place to meet. So I was in a little town called Egan, Idaho.
And how many people were there with you?
My uncle Dirk made it out, and I drove out with my buddy Ryan. So there were 4 in our group, and none of us had seen it before. And probably 100, 150 other people camping in the same site.
Did you participate in the mass meditation as well?
Not consciously. I was aware of it, and maybe I thought about it for a quick second, but it was pretty intense, and a lot of things were happening. I wanted to really concentrate on viewing everything and experiencing it in the highest possible way. So I was trying to block everything out, of course, phone and computer all off.
Right. Well, I've opened up the phone lines tonight to also have some people hang out with us and tell us about their experiences. So let's just do this really well. Hold on for a second. Okay. Quiet. I tell somebody, be quiet when you call in, man. Turn off the radio in the background. All right. If you call in, make sure I'm turned off. Okay. Is the mass meditation for us, and I'm going to go through those numbers at the top of the break about how many people participated in it. It was pretty cool because we had around us, I'm going to guess and say 200 to 300 people were meditating during that. And Rita and I, we had our glasses on, so we were looking at the sun. But it was pretty interesting to see everybody fully engaged in sync with that meditation, not only across the United States, but around the world.
And it was right around the time of the eclipse, or minutes before?
Yeah, it was at 11:11 Pacific.
Right.
11:11 Pacific. All right. Let's see here. I'll try this again. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? You're live. Okay. All right.
Hi, this is Brad Olsen calling.
Yeah.
To talk to Brad Olsen.
What is the history? When we look at, when was the first documented recognition of an eclipse, an event?
This story just came to me recently. It was Copernicus who was studying the movement of heavenly bodies, and he set out he knew where the eclipse was going to occur, and he set out in an expedition to go watch it in a certain part of Europe. Unfortunately, it was cloudy when the eclipse happened, but it was documented as the first field trip out to go do a scientific experiment with the natural cycles of the sun and the moon to see this full solar eclipse. But really, they've been happening since the planet was formed, basically, and they happen quite regularly. A lot of people don't realize a total solar eclipse happens somewhere on Earth every year or two. In fact, the next one is just up in November 3rd. Part of equatorial Africa will be treated to a rare view of a total solar eclipse on Sunday, November 3rd. So talk about eclipse chasers. You got your next one in sight.
Well, what I remember was around 1970, living in Michigan, a total eclipse then over Michigan. And I could be wrong about that. Not about the year, because I know where I was living and how old I was, but the totality of the eclipse. But I remember it being a total eclipse. I was 7, 8 years old at the time. And we've had a few, sporadic, partial eclipses since then, but never this type of total event, which was pretty amazing to witness. Now, for you, take us through the experience. What time did it happen where you were at?
Probably not much longer after it first came ashore on the Oregon coast. And it began out in the Pacific, maybe about 200 or 300 miles. Travels very fast. There were actually people in planes. We did see a few chasing the eclipse, and they could get maybe 6, 7, 8 minutes of totality by flying as fast as they can along the path with it. So that should give you an idea of how quickly it travels. So probably not much longer than what you were seeing in Mount Shasta. But the first effect was it started getting cold when the sun was about halfway blotted out. And by the time it was a quarter of the way blotted out, we were all putting on pullovers and coats. And then the dimming started, the shadows started to appear of little slivers of sun on leaves, and some people we were camping near had a big sheet put out so they could watch it. And so that's the poor man's way of watching an eclipse. If you don't have the glasses, you can watch it just right on the ground. Then as soon as it happens, you can look at the sun. The only time you can actually look directly at the sun for only 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And at that moment, it was like the lights just went off. It kept dimming and dimming, but as soon as it went to totality, it got really dark. And there were stars and moon that could be seen, not really bright in the sky, because all the way around on the horizon, 360 degrees around, it looked like a sunset. But up in the sky, it was pitch dark.
Shut up.
That was
okay.
Probably one of the coolest things I saw.
Yeah. Okay, so we didn't get that. Where we were at, we had 90%. And what happened to... No, we didn't get the total darkness around the sun. That definitely did not happen for us. It did get cold. I mean, the temperature dropped. That was pretty fascinating. But what you're saying is, at that moment, for that 2 minutes or so, when you had the total eclipse, you could actually see the stars around the sun?
Yeah, you could see them up in the sky. Certainly a planet, probably Venus, was very bright, and we thought we made out about 3 or 4 others. And then as far as you'd go down towards the horizon, it started getting lighter and lighter and lighter until all the way at 360, you could see what appeared like a sunset-type features with the clouds in the sky. So it was really great that my dad got a spot way up on a high-level plateau that we could see way off into the distance and judge the horizon rather than being like in a confined valley or something. So that's a tip for future eclipse seekers, is try to get on a big flat area that you're pretty sure is going to have a sunny day.
Wow, that must have been incredible.
It really was.
And now, so if it was like that, as you looked around, did it feel, where you were standing, did it feel like nighttime?
Oh, it was nighttime. It literally was. And we were cold like it was nighttime. And everybody else was hooting and hollering. It's one of those things, Jimmy. It's like witnessing a volcano going off, or I was in the Loma Prieta earthquake, which was a 7.1, very big earthquake, or something that you wouldn't want to live through, like a massive hurricane or a tornado. But it's one of those things that nature does that's just so profound. You can see why people were very superstitious of the eclipse for so long.
I've got somebody on hold. If you hear them there, Brad, that's what's going on. For us, the temperature dropped. It dimmed. It didn't go to total night, but it was. I think the best way to explain it is just as the sun goes into dusk in the evening, and it's, you're caught between evening and night. That's what it was like. That's exactly what it was like. But I could not believe how cold it got, how quick it went from 100 degrees down to, 70. It was like crisp air, and it was almost instantaneous. So that's how much the sun means. If the sun goes away, nuclear winter, something happens, dude, we're going to be cold on this planet in minutes.
Stock up on winter clothes.
Yeah, no, if you think about it, when the, finding woolly mammoths, with fresh grass in their stomach, and you wonder, well, how did they flash freeze? Well, you know what? You take away the sun, and that's exactly what would happen. It got cold very quick. Now, what about the esoteric side of it? Did you have a spiritual Sunday go to meeting event with you?
Well, remember at Contact in the Desert, we were both speakers there just last May. The talk of the town is watch the eclipse, for maybe the ships are going to make themselves appear and force disclosure on planet Earth.
Right.
We didn't see anything, unfortunately not. I was also watching animals. There were a couple dogs in our camp nearby, and seeing if I could detect anything with birds or any other animals, and did not. Unfortunately, the dogs were pretty mellow and didn't hear or see anything unusual with animals. But it is one of those things that does happen, because it's very uncommon for animals to be going about their daily activities and then for the day to go to night. So that was kind of the esoteric part of what I was looking for. We didn't see any ships. I did see someone in your group at Mount Shasta took a really awesome photo of like a triangular craft.
Yeah, we have that image. I think, let me see if Rita's got that posted yet. Yeah, Rita, why don't you, let's see here. Let me go back. Yeah, Rita, pop up the picture of the triangular craft. There was a couple of images that were taken, and that were pretty cool. This lady sent me the images, or sent me one right outside of Shasta as she was coming into the event that morning, and it's pretty incredible. Now, it wasn't during the eclipse; it was right before it, but nonetheless, it's one of those images that is very, very, very tough to explain. And the triangle craft that you're talking about, that was taken, oddly enough, by a lady named Rita. And I was pretty astounded by that image, because it didn't look like, it was right next to the eclipse as it was going down. It doesn't look like a plane. It looks mechanical. It's got lights on it. It looks almost like a TR-3B, pretty classic sense. If it's an airplane, it's flying sideways. It's not flying perpendicular to the earth, or what's the word, parallel to the earth. It's actually would be turned on its side, and you're either looking at the top or the bottom of the craft. It's a black triangle with lights on each corner.
Yeah, the unusual lights is what really caught my attention.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's nothing like conventional craft at all.
No, not at all. And this other image that I have, which is a little, it's different. It's not. I don't want to say there's anything typical about this shot at all. I'm looking for it now, and when I show this to you, I think, and you see this pop up on Twitter, I think you're going to agree with me that this isn't your typical UFO shot. But of course, it's not popping up here. I can pull this up during the break. But the shot itself, oh, wait a minute. The shot itself, I guess before I post it, I'll describe it. It's a white light in the sky with some strange gases and emissions coming off of it that are pointed back. Oh, here it is. I got it right here. Okay, I got lucky. Boom. Bam. Let me move this over to here. And the way that it looks, it's got vapor coming off of it. That's the best way that I can explain it. And the vapor is pointing towards the ground. So this object is moving up. Now, here we go. Let me see here. Okay. And this is so large in the sky that I don't know what it could be. It's not man-made. It's not traditional. It doesn't have any wings. It doesn't have any shape to it. There's no windows. There isn't anything. It's not your traditional UFO, but I can tell you this. I can tell you what it's not. This isn't any normal man-made craft. It is simply not that. Okay, here it is. I'm tweeting out now.
And of course, you're up at Mount Shasta, which is notorious for a lot of paranormal and craft sightings.
Yeah.
Because of the nature of the mountain and the rumored underground city there called Telos.
Yes. And we talked about that a lot this weekend. Are you looking at this craft here?
Well, I saw the picture earlier. Should I go to Fade to Black to see it or Twitter?
Oh, it was up in my... Okay, so you've seen it, right? It's a white light with a weird vapor coming off the bottom of it.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Yeah, it is. It's a very, very strange shot. Okay, Twitter just took off. Okay, here is the... I'm looking at it here. The triangle UFO. This has just now been posted, so let me retweet this as well. Thank you for posting that, Rita. And get this going. This triangle, okay, so now that I've got both of these images up for everybody, this triangle, I want to address this. If you look at it here, there is the object in the middle, and I've looked at some different analysis of this. It's pretty trippy. There's a definite hot spot in the middle, but there is a white, clear triangle around it that's connecting all the sides. That's a bizarre shot. I don't know what to make of it. I would like to say that this is some kind of some explanation, some lens flare, some digital anomaly, but it is simply not that. This is an object that is facing this solar eclipse, and it just looks man-made to me. It doesn't look like a bird. It's huge, whatever it is. It's not small, and it's flying sideways. Maybe it's not sideways. Maybe the craft, maybe this is a three-dimensional thing, and maybe we're just looking at the side of it, and this is the way that it looks. But that is a fantastic shot. And that happened during the eclipse. And how this showed up, by the way, this was somebody taking a picture of the eclipse and then went back to look at it and saw this image.
Cool.
Yeah. Pretty incredible shot, isn't it?
And it doesn't look anything like the other one either. So
No.
you guys got two pretty good shots from that day.
And that's the roof of the building that we were that we were set up next to. It's called the Mill. So now this other one with this vapor, I don't know what to make of that.
Like a cigar-shaped craft or something.
Yep. I don't know what to make of that.
Big long light on the side of it.
You think it's light or it's vapor?
I'm not sure, but doesn't it look like it's lit up, or it has some kind of lights coming from the craft that either is leaving behind that vapor or shining really bright?
Right. Well, I've zoomed up on this thing and looked at it so many times now. I'm not, well, now where'd it go? I'm zooming in on my, let me back up. Okay, there it is. I'm looking, it's got two things coming off of the back of it. That's the one thing that I find bizarre. But it looks like two different, oh man, I don't know, man. I don't know what that is. I don't know, but that's not man-made. I mean, it's not, look at that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like a typical cigar craft.
Well, if it is, it's two cigars. It would be a V.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you're looking at the back of it. So if you made a peace sign with your hand and leveled it out, that's what you're looking at. Okay, so it's a V because you can see the back of the craft and you can see both sides of the back end, and it's a little shadowed in the middle, so you can see that part of it. But the question is, what the heck is it? I mean, that's just a fantastic shot.
Oh, you guys got lucky. My dad had a super high-tech camera. He got some really great shots of the eclipse itself, but we were scanning everywhere, and there was like a little red speck, I remember, when the eclipse was happening, but it didn't really translate in the photos, so I'm not really sure what that was. Maybe like a flare from the sun or something.
Right,
but that was the other thing that was super cool about the eclipse. When it went into totality, you just see the ring of fire. And if you looked with binoculars or in his telephoto, you could actually see the sun having its activity at that very moment.
Oh, I saw the same thing. Yes. I did see that. Okay, let's go to the phones before we hit this break. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? You're live. 3, 2, 1.
Hello.
Yeah, you're live. Who's calling?
Hi, Jimmy. This is Teresa from Michigan. How are you?
I'm doing good, Teresa from Michigan. How was the eclipse in Michigan?
Well, I went probably about 90 miles south of where I was at, so I was probably in about 87% viewing.
Oh, that's cool.
And so it was spectacular. I had just such a spiritual and such an overwhelming experience at what I saw up in the sky. And I'd like to share that with you.
Yeah,
guys.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
I saw hearts coming out of the sun. There were 7 hearts, and first they were pink. Then they all turned green. Then they all turned purple. And I took off my glasses, shut my eyes, and I could still see these pink hearts and the green ones all over. I thought, no, I can't be seeing this. This is wild.
Right.
Put the glasses back on.
Right.
Started looking back up to the sky, and I just saw hearts coming out all over. And I'm like, am I the only one that's seeing this? Nobody around me was really seeing it. I also saw something come in front of the sun. For about 3 to 4 seconds, it went completely dark in this area. And it was like some kind of an entity. I at first thought it was a ship, but my intuitive told me it was some kind of an angel, some kind of a bearer of good news for the earth. And after I saw that, again, the hearts just kept coming out of the sky. It was just unreal. So I was telling one of my friends about this experience yesterday, and she actually sent me a picture that her daughter caught the purple hearts in the sky.
Yeah, we did the same thing. Now, hopefully, Rita is listening right now. Rita took one picture of the eclipse with her cell phone. It's a heart. Now, I want everybody to understand what I just said. One picture, and it's a perfect heart. I mean, I looked at it, I was like, that's the most incredible thing I've ever seen. And it's not like you got to squint your eyes and imagine it, right? It's a heart. It's a perfect heart. It's absolutely incredible. And hopefully Rita will get this posted up here in a second, and you should go and check it out. Okay, we have about 60 seconds left. Did it get cold? You got it at 87%, so you felt the temperature drop, didn't you?
Yeah, temperature dropped. There was no doubt about that. The animals all got quiet.
Right.
The crickets stopped. It was probably one of the most peaceful moments that I've ever experienced.
Powerful.
It was just amazing.
Yeah, powerful. And Brad said it really, really well. It's like a volcanic explosion. You know, it's this extraordinary event, and you're there to witness it. It was that powerful for me and for Rita too, as well. I mean, we definitely recognize that. It was pretty neat to witness. All right, well, we got to take a break here. We're right up against commercial break. Thank you. What was your name again?
Thank you. My name is Teresa.
Thank you so much, Teresa.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Great phone call. All right, let's take a break right here. Our guest tonight, Brad Olsen. And I do want to hear from you. So, if you witnessed the event on Monday, what did you see? Where did you see it from? How much of it did you see? Did you have an experience? Were you awakened? All of that and much more. This is Fade to Black. Our guest tonight, Brad Olsen. I'll be right back.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station, Salt Lake City, Utah, Van Buren, Arkansas.
Hello, and you're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on jimmychurchradio.com.
Hi, this is Ray Hobbs here, repping the planet, and you're listening to my good friend, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black, on the Game Changer Network and the KGRA Digital Broadcast Station.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to jimmychurchradio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little.
Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier.
And this is Ari Gold.
We're the Honey Brothers.
Yes.
We are of the Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier.
And I'm Ari Gold.
We're the Honey Brothers.
And you're listening to Jimmy Church.
The Revolution.
Ancient Life Oil. Life-changing. The real oil. CBD is truly ancient life oil from the source. This oil has no psychoactive effect and is also legal in all 50 states. When you're healthy, you're happy. The truth about this wonderful plant is that it wants to give back to mankind life, longevity, and happiness. Ancient Life Oil are golden grade, all organic, non-GMO, and infused with high-quality liquid coconut oil. It's simple. Just go to ancientlifeoil.com today. That's ancientlifeoil.com. The best, purest, organic, and non-GMO CBD in the world. Go back, Lee Tappy. The statements made regarding these products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Please consult your healthcare professional about potential interactions or other possible complications before using any product. What's up, Fadernauts? Studio Dome loves Fade to Black and the F2B audience so much that they have put together the ultimate stereo Bluetooth system. They've done it just for you. Man, check this out. The Studio Dome SBB2 stereo system is here. It's featuring two Studio Boombox 2 SBB2 wireless Bluetooth speakers, packed in its own custom hardshell case. This Studio Dome system features the very latest in stereo Bluetooth technology. The two full-range boomboxes are in true wireless stereo. You've got to hear this. It's amazing. It's just $129 and use the promo code JCRTWS and you'll also get free shipping. It's simple. Just go to jimmychurchradio.com, click on the Studio Dome banner. Go back, Lee Tappy.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black, across the globe on the Game Changer Radio Network and the one and only KGRA Radio, The Planet.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, our Total Eclipse special event. We have Brad Olsen here, publisher, CCCP Publishing, Modern Esoteric. It's like the, Brad, it's like the Esoteric Chronicles. Are you there, Brad?
Yeah, I'm here, and it is like that. It was a very esoteric experience, I have to say.
So that's pretty interesting that somewhere on Earth, once a year, we have a solar eclipse. I did not know that.
Every year or two. I'm reading it right off the Nat Geo website, where they have a great article about all the lore and legend and reason why people get upset and animals perhaps go silent. And that's what they say right on the front of it.
Yeah, Rita, I had said to Rita when it was starting to kick off, because it was so cool just to look up and see this event, unfolding. And I had said to her, I said, I could see why this would be such a big deal to everybody out there, that I could actually, if I had the power and I was in front of somebody going, okay, in a few minutes, everything's just going to go dark, that I could see everybody tripping. And Rita goes, well, you know what? I don't think it's that mysterious. It's not that dark. But where you were, having the ability to go complete darkness and see the night sky, I could definitely imagine somebody really, really, really tripping out.
And I've seen dozens of solar and lunar partial eclipse, but this was my first in totality. And I have to say, it really does make a big difference to see it just flash dark all of a sudden in the middle of the day. And we're going to get another one here in North America in 2024. It's going to go from Texas to Maine, and it's going to even cut through southern Illinois, just like this one did. So some people will get the double eclipse experience.
Ah, okay. Well, and that's 2024?
Yep.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to be there for it. It was
Let's do
I know.
Fate or Not expedition.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. It's so cool to witness. I mean, I just got to say, it was such a moving thing. I want to be there. I want to be there for it.
The awe of nature to see an eclipse. It really is. It's one of those things that happens in the world. You get the feeling that you're on a planet and you're watching the movement of celestial bodies right before your eyes, and it's giving you this incredible show.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Let's I've got phone calls lined up. Let's take another call. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, this is Stacy with the Knife from Colorado.
Hey, how are you, Stacy?
I am so great. I just got back from being under totality in Glendo, Wyoming, which is about 3.5 hours north of where I am in Colorado. And we camped out for 4 days. It was so worth it. And I hope you're under the next total eclipse, Jimmy, because I have to say, totality approaches and you feel the cool coming and all these changes around you, and you're watching it and you just feel the stillness in you. And it was profound, the experience of just being there. And I was with about 1,300 people in this campground, and it was pretty primal. There was howling and cheering, and there were tears, and it was amazing. But as soon as that diamond ring appeared and then more of the sun appeared, that spell was entirely changed. And I knew I wanted to be there a year ago when I heard about it, and I kept reading about it, and they kept saying the difference between totality and 98% is like night and day.
Right.
And I am so profoundly glad that I was there because it was amazing.
So you saw the night sky?
I did, and it we expected it to be darker, which was so funny. I mean, we saw stars, but it was nothing like the night sky. Kind of like Brad said, like we could pick out some of the planets and a few stars. And there was one drone up there that a lot of people in our group were really excited about. And I had to talk them down about that because I could tell it was a drone. But I wanted there to be, and I kept telling him, I want there to be something interesting. I want that to be exciting more than you, but it's not. I'm sorry. But,
yeah. What do you? I wanted to ask you really quick, Stacy. What about the thought of a Mayan village leader or some religious figure saying, "Okay, in a second, it's going to get."
Yeah.
Do you think everybody would freak?
Oh my gosh! Even if somebody with a rational mind who knew scientifically what was happening, my heart was pounding, and I had this sense of something. And even if it was coming, probably just like you felt, as it was building, you could feel something building. I can.
What we didn't have. I've got a problem with my microphone right now. Okay, it's back. We didn't hear the animals quiet. That didn't happen.
We didn't get that either because we were in a giant campground, and so we didn't have a lot of animals around. There were a few dogs, but we didn't hear that. I wanted to, the crickets and everything, going away. I wanted to hear that, but I didn't. Right, I did too. And I think, it would be really special to be a bit more isolated than we were, but at the same time, we were with a really killer group, and we actually had an astrophysicist from Texas who was with us who had equipment set up. So we had like the science zone, and we were watching sunspots all week and then nebulas, and so I wouldn't have changed where I was for this one, but I might maybe being alone for the next one. And I have to say, I did meditate a bit after it started. I laid in my hammock and just kind of tried to be there. But I wish I was with you all. I did wear my shirt.
Yeah. Did you? You also mentioned that there was 1,300 other people there. Did they all have the paper glasses and everybody at the same time looking up?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was pretty amazing. And actually, the town we were in, we were just outside this town, and this town was about a population of 1,000, and they took in they like tripled in size that weekend. But the area we were at was about 1,300 people. And I have to say, I'm glad you just asked that question. You reminded me to say this. My experience with the whole thing was so, people were just full of love and excited and united. The whole time we were up there, I ran into no grumpy people. There were we were like in porta potties, and it was kind of not glamorous. And it was like, people kept saying it was like eclipse stock, and it was nothing but like this amazing uniting thing. And I just kept thinking about how that crossing across our country right now, that is such a gift. And I just kept thinking, like, I just hope this spreads.
And thank you for the phone call, Stacy. And that's and I'm serious. Thank you for the phone call, and I'm glad that you shared that experience with us. Thank you so much. And we experienced the same thing, Brad, that she's referring to there. We were in McLeod. And I don't know what the population of McLeod is, but I can assure you that whatever it is, we doubled it. Right?
Easily.
Yeah.
All these towns did. Yeah. They said on Drudge Report day of, millions of people are flooding into these small towns. And one town called Madras, Oregon, had to even call out the National Guard for crowd control.
Yeah, Rita was telling me about that. And so for us in McLeod, I'm going to get, I don't know, the town is 300 people, 400 people, nice town, very cool. But I guarantee you, we rolled in, and there was also that weekend, there was a car show in McLeod. So we got all these 1970s muscle cars rolling around. So yeah, that weekend, McLeod definitely doubled or tripled in size very, very quickly. But the mood, it was so fun. The mood, you could just feel it. The mood was great, except for our neighbor. We had an Airbnb. He wasn't cool. He wasn't cool. He didn't dig it, man. He did not dig it. And he had to put up with my loud, the whole town is quiet, right? And you could hear me probably booming through the hills. So he had to put up with that. So he probably wasn't too happy. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Jimmy, it's Mark Walsh.
Oh, it's Mark Walsh. Say hi to Brad Olsen.
Hey, Mark.
What's up, Brad?
I'm going to be seeing you tomorrow.
You are.
Are you at ESETI?
We're going to head up
I'm at home right now, but
Friday.
we're head up Friday.
Okay.
Tell them what we're going to do, Mark.
We're going to climb Mount Adams, but he's going to come over. Brad's coming here on Thursday. We're going to try to put our plan together as far as like what we're going to do for a route, what gear we're going to need. Check temps up there because it's a snow climb, so we'll need crampons.
You guys aren't going to get crampons.
We're doing a Fade or Not expedition, Jimmy. We're going up to see Jimmy's door is what I'm calling it.
Okay. Well.
No, we're doing it. We're fully doing it. Yeah.
Okay. And when are you going to do this? Saturday or Friday?
Yeah, Saturday.
Looks like Saturday's the day if the weather's good.
Oh man, the weather's going to be just fine. So that's okay. So you're going to go. It's glacier all over the front of Mount Adams on the south side.
Yeah.
So you're going to attempt to go across the face so you can get to Jimmy's door.
I think we're going to have to summit
I don't think we'll be able to get to.
Okay, one at a time. I'll ask Mark, and then I'll go back to Brad. Sure. Brad, you're going to go. Mark, you're going to go across the face. Is that the intent?
Well, we're going to go up that right-hand side. Remember when we used to see that trail, like where the lights were going up and down? We're going to go up that first summit, probably go down into the saddle area, and then see if we can go up to the next summit. We don't want to go in that lower section below that rock face because that was a glacier area that was, had a really big crevasse in it, and you don't want to be messing around too close with that because there's an avalanche and that'll totally take you out.
So you're taking video cameras?
Avalanche waiting to happen.
You're going to take video cameras?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I'm going to bring GoPro and have my other camera. Did you guys see the pictures that I posted on Twitter of my eclipse?
That's you?
Yeah, I took those.
Wow, that's incredible. And where were you for the eclipse, Mark?
Madras.
Yeah, I'm looking here, and there you are
town in Madras.
For the eclipse, wearing your Fade to Black shirt.
Did you like that?
How special! Well, it's going to get a retweet right now, my friend. And the Fade to Black shirt always gets a retweet, even though it's you, Mark. I'll still do it.
Also, as we start heading up the trail to Mount Adams, Phoenix and Holland, they're going to join us for the first part of the trip.
Wow, totally exciting, and I cannot wait. I wish we could be there. Unfortunately, I have to work this weekend. I'm going to be over at Coast all weekend.
Yeah, but it's going to be intense. But I'll tell you, you know what? Madras was crazy, man. We were at that solar town. It was so huge, and yeah, they did have to bring in armed forces for sure because there was people that were not being cool driving wise, and they had to keep the shuttle path open.
Now, I had heard, well, wasn't there like 1 million people? I mean, was it that many?
I don't know if there was 1 million people or not, but I can tell you it was huge. We were on an area, it was 127 acres solid with RVs and campers and tents. We had our own city.
Yes. Man. And so, Mark, you had all of those same things, right? You saw the night sky and saw the stars.
Yes, and the first thing that hits you is it's getting cold.
I know.
And right off the bat, it's like, wow, it's getting cold.
Now,
and all of a sudden, it's like the light switch goes out when it goes to Italian. It's like, when it takes those, just the lights go out. You take off your glasses, and you're just in awe. You're looking at the black hole sun.
In the
the black hole sun, and it's a definitely moving experience. You get really emotional, you know, and I'm looking at it and I'm trying to take pictures at the same time. You know, I'm trying to snap some pictures and then look at it and then look around and I can see some planets, you know, and like everybody's yelling and whistling, the whole crowd, you know, and this is a, you know, pretty big crowd, right? Just going crazy.
Did you know in advance, Mark, because I did not, and neither did Rita, nobody told us anything. Did you know the temperature was going to drop like that?
Not that much. I knew it got dark, you know, and I guess it didn't really dawn on me, but yeah, it got cold. Yeah, you definitely needed to put on a jacket.
It
dropped like 20, 25 degrees easy.
Yeah, and it dropped 20, 25 degrees like that. I couldn't believe it. I turned around because we were dealing with 100-degree heat, right, in Shasta, humid, and I started, you guys noticed that? And suddenly the breeze was crisp and it got cold. I didn't know. Nobody warned me about that. It's funny. Rita goes, man, we're going to need a jacket here in a second. And then as soon as it was over, heat came straight back.
Yeah, same for us. It took about an hour for it to start warming up again because, you know, it was probably 92 there. You know, and that early morning, it didn't really warm. It warmed up a little bit, but yeah, it was definitely cold. But man, what an incredible experience. And I'm so glad that I got the last shot I did because as it goes from totality, when the sun starts to pop out of one end, they call it the diamond ring. And that's that picture you see with the purple star around it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an really incredible shot.
That's like extremely rare to catch that photograph, and a lot of people are telling me about that. So I got lucky.
Well, this is what happened with me. So somebody yells, "Oh, I'm looking at the RV park here. Holy crap! Oh yeah, you guys." Okay.
Oh, did you see my panoramic shot?
I'm looking at it here. That's insane.
It's on the roof of the RV.
Yeah, you guys have balloons. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy. Somebody there yelled and said, "Jimmy, you got to look at this." So I got these really cool high-powered binoculars with filters on it. Right. And I looked and so I got to see it enlarged, right? It was binoculars and I could see the solar flares. I could see all the sun activity. That was pretty trippy. I've never seen it before, not with my own eyes. And it was like, man, it's alive.
Really cool.
It's alive.
There was a guy that was camped next to us. He had all his equipment. He's from Long Beach and he had this big telescope. He had a couple telescopes, and we got to see it the day before. He had it, you know, focused in on the sun with his filters. And you can see sunspots and solar flares the way he had it. It was just incredible watching the solar flares, you know, looking right at the sun.
Did you do the meditation? Did you do the mass meditation?
You know, I'd have to, I'm going to be in the same camp as Brad. You know, it's like I knew it was going on, but I was kind of having my own spiritual moment, I think, at that time.
Right.
But I, you know, definitely was you know, zoning in on what was happening. You can just feel it, you know. You could definitely feel this just crazy emotional experience happening.
Well, 2 million people signed up for the meditation. So that part of it happened. And then about 250,000 actually participated. So it was one of the largest mass meditations ever in history.
Wow.
Yeah. Did you guys?
11/11.
Yeah, at 11/11. I was watching. It was pretty cool to see it go down. I was watching everybody around us. Everybody that was in attendance with us participated. Well, not everybody, but you know, probably. I was watching at least 250 people meditate at the same time. Did you have anything profound? Anything happened?
No, just, you know, it definitely wasn't an emotional experience. And I think just, you know, when you kind of stop looking at it for a second, you just look around. And I think it was just really cool to like see everybody, you know, how they were reacting and just to see all the weird shadows, the shadow effects that were going on and how dark it was. And it was just like totally messing with your eyes because it's kind of like that twilighty, experience, and it's like twilight and sunset at the same time.
It's
really, really bizarre. It's so hard. Holly says hi.
Hey, Holly. Yeah, I thought the same thing, Mark. It was like that. It was like twilight and dreamlike. Colors changed. I had some people say, no, it felt like I was in a sepia tone movie.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like to me. Everything kind of went like orangey. It was
all the colors shift.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And it was, again, something that I didn't expect. Now, Mark, are you going to go the next eclipse? Are you going to travel to go catch the next one?
I don't know. I mean, we got another 6 years to plan for that one, right?
I'm down for it. I mean, it was that cool.
No,
it was that cool.
After experiencing that, I definitely would be down to do it again. That was very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look at the picture I put up also from the night before of these crazy craft clouds that were there.
I'm looking now. All right. No, I don't see it. Where'd you post it? You need to tag me, Mark. I don't know what
I did. I tagged you. I tweeted it and I tagged you.
Okay, I'll look for it. No, all I see is my Fade to Black shirt. Oh, is it? Okay, here's Stacy.
I just refreshed and got him.
Okay.
I'm looking at him.
Yeah, it's like a sunset with a cloud, but the cloud was really bizarre to kind of see it. It had like this swirling thing underneath it, like an opening, and it's one of those just clouds like they have over Shasta, lenticular cloud. And a lot of times people say that those are crafts that are cloaking, but this one was really unusual looking.
Right.
I put that up.
Right. Okay. Hey, Mark, give my best to Holly.
Certainly.
And we'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much. And have a safe climb. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Our guest tonight, Brad Olsen. This is our Total Eclipse special event. Your phone calls are next. Stay with us.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
Always on the edge of the hottest alternative talk. Jimmy Church with Fade to Black. KGRARadio.com.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
Hello, Fadernauts. This is Jimmy Church, and I'm introducing New Pharma, a company whose products are based on science. Human function based on the endocannabinoid system, or ECS. New Pharma firmly believes in this science, and their research indicates that support of the ECS provides the beneficial effects for a healthy lifestyle. New Pharma's science includes relief capsules for pain relief, sleep capsules, which are natural support for occasional sleeplessness. Foundation is support for your ECS, and Fit capsules support your active lifestyle. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2B for a 33% discount on all of their products. Or visit newpharma.com for all of the knowledge on the science. That's GNUpharma.com. Go Beckley Tappy.
Hi, I'm Matt Ray for U.S. Gold Bureau. I cover the market daily. No matter how strong it gets or what long-term predictions say, you can count on one thing as certain. There will be another crash. It will affect your assets. And when it happens, wouldn't you rather be 2 weeks or even 2 months ahead of the curve? Well, Wall Street insiders have been quietly converting their assets into gold for the last few years. Now it's your turn. Buying gold and silver is easier than buying stocks with the U.S. Gold Bureau's Investor Guide. It's free, and you learn how to buy precious metals in or out of an IRA or 401k retirement plan. Your investment's shipped directly to your home and is 100% insured and guaranteed. You control your investments and shelter them against the stock market, politics, and unknown threats. Act while your dollar is still worth something. Call U.S. Gold Bureau, 800-885-GOLD. U.S. Gold Bureau, 800-885-GOLD, 800-885-GOLD. Call today.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA. KGRARadio.com.
Hi, folks. CBD is the home run hitter for health right now. Why, you ask? Because of what it does for the body. Unfortunately, I can't tell you all about the benefit. You know, there's reasons. Do your due diligence and log on to ancientlifeoil.com. That's ancientlifeoil.com. Ancient Life Oil uses organic ingredients and is blended in coconut oil for some of the best benefits. Legal in 50 states and non-psychoactive. Log on to ancientlifeoil.com. That's ancientlifeoil.com.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight's our Total Eclipse special event. We have Brad Olsen here, publisher, writer, author, researcher, all-around good guy. Does the How Weird Street Festival and Fair up in San Francisco, which has gotten to be a pretty big event there, Brad. How many people attended last year?
We got about 30,000 in this May, our 18th annual. We're getting bigger about by 10% every year.
Now, before we get back to the Total Eclipse, why do you call it the How Weird? I mean, when you think of San Francisco and you throw in How Weird, it must be pretty weird.
Well, we do like to celebrate diversity in San Francisco, but it happens to be taking place on Howard Street, so it's a little pun on the name.
Right. Oh, how weird. Oh, I get it. Oh, aren't we just funny? Okay. But is it free?
We ask donations at the door, and you get a magic sticker, which gives you $2 off of drinks and all the vendor discounts, and gets you into after parties at a discount too. So we have to think of a clever way to create an income stream because it costs in 6 digits to produce.
Sure. Now, back to the solar eclipse. We were at Mount Shasta. You and I talk often about underground cities, tunnels, structures. There's been the talk about that going on in Shasta forever. I mean, it's legend now. I mean, it's part of the local folklore there. And in talking to the locals up there, they were all saying the same thing. Yeah, pretty much weird stuff goes on here all the time. And there's been this talk about something going on underneath Mount Shasta. Have you had the opportunity to check out those lava tubes?
Oh, yeah. I went to lava tubes along the Oregon border when I was researching my Sacred Places North America book. Of course, Mount Shasta itself is the premier sacred mountain in North America, and so many different weird things about that. I actually climbed Mount Shasta, which is a glacier climb and taller than Mount Adams, in 1997 with crampons and ice pick up the glaciers. There's supposed to be this guy from the underground city called Telos named Philos, who comes out to greet hikers once in a while, but he didn't meet us. And he rings like a special bell that opens a door in the mountain, and he invites once in a while hikers down to check out Telos with tunnels of gold and sparkling and lit from ways that are inexplicable. So maybe we'll get that invitation on Mount Adams on Saturday. We can only hope.
Well, yeah, I'm excited for you guys, and definitely get us some evidence about what's going on with that opening that appeared there. We had some friends that were going up to what's it called? Panther
Meadows.
Yeah, Panther Meadows, to go and look for the portal. And so that was happening today, and I'll get some more news on that tomorrow. But yeah, we were in McLeod, so we were probably 10 miles away from the mountain. Plus, we were doing stuff with the conference every single day. Didn't get a chance to get up there, but the mountain itself is just looking at you from every vantage point. It's right there, a lot like Mount Adams. They look very similar.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
perfect conical volcano cone. And did you see what Mark was describing? Those lenticular clouds?
Yes.
They almost look like UFOs.
They do.
And some friends of mine who live up there in Weed and the town of Mount Shasta say they see them all the time. And out here in California, we get most of our weather from the West Coast. So they'll see the lenticular cloud come in from the west. It'll like anchor at the top of Mount Shasta and then go back in the same way it came, even against the wind, defying all probability that clouds would behave that way.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, the I would like to go up and actually go up a couple of the trails where sightings have happened and greetings have happened on Shasta. I mean, there's been way too much stuff up there that has been documented that we have to do that. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Yes, Jimmy. How you doing? It's a Frankie Four Fingers.
Hey, Frankie Four Fingers. Great pictures, man. Where did you guys go for the eclipse?
We sat right here at our home, sitting on the patio by the pool. We're right in the middle of totality.
The pictures are amazing.
And also, Susie and Aaron say hi. They're both here with me, and we're sitting on the patio and enjoying the evening.
Well, and greetings to Susie, and you guys have a wonderful family. But when you say totality, how total was your totality?
100%.
Oh, no kidding. So tell us about it. Tell us about it.
Well, when it first started out, when I first started taking pictures, if you see some of those pictures, you see multiple eclipse. Those are through like 3 pairs of welding goggles, and then the ones with the single are through a welding hood. And it started, slowly started getting dark, and the swallows came out for their dusk bug patrol. The crickets started up, and a few minutes later, everything went dead silent. The temperatures started dropping, 15, 20 degrees.
Right.
And I just happened to look up, and I just saw the totality. And I said, I got to get my camera. And that's when I took those other pictures with another camera.
Right.
With no filter, just dead on. It was, very awesome. It was just, with all the hype of the eclipse you hear on the news, and it's like, oh, whatever. And when it happened, it's like, yeah, it was awesome. It was unbelievable.
Did you expect that temperature drop? Did you know that was going to happen?
You didn't really think about it at the time, but when you started, as the sun started decreasing, you went, well, yeah, the temperatures should drop, but, you didn't really expect it because, it's during the day. So it's just like, whoa. Temperature's dropping. It's time to get a jacket on.
Right. So you guys didn't have to leave the house. How cool is that?
It was awesome. It was right here. We didn't want to leave the house because, we heard all the reports of the traffic was going to be terrible. And the correct pronunciation of Madras, Oregon, is Madras, by the way.
And, I said Madras.
Uh,
Like Madras, India. It's spelled the same way.
Oh, yeah. We get a lot of mispronunciation of Oregon towns and even Oregon itself, so we're used to it.
Now, what about the mass meditation? Did you guys participate?
Well, I'm going to hand you off to Susie because she did, and I did for about 3 minutes myself, but I'll let you talk to her about that.
All right, let me talk to Susie. Susie.
Jimmy, how are you?
I'm doing great, Susie. How are you?
Awesome. So Aaron and I did all the magical stuff for the eclipse. So all our crystals were out during the eclipse, and then we went to we put together a medicine wheel similar to the one up in ECETI, and we had candles out there, meditating and taking pictures during and doing some ceremony kind of stuff. And then again, and we were right on top of a hill. So we've got this incredible view. It's just awesome. And I even caught a picture of, hi, Jimmy.
Hey, Aaron. Hey, Aaron. Okay. So, was this your first eclipse? It was mine.
I think I've seen eclipses when I lived up in Canada. I lived in Toronto, and I'm pretty sure I saw some eclipses, but I was pretty young. So
yeah, me too.
I don't recall if there was a total eclipse or not, but.
So this is your first eclipse. It's okay. You can say it, Susie. I'm admitting it.
No, it's not my first eclipse. I'm older than you, Jimmy, and I have experienced an eclipse before. I was just much younger, and it didn't have the same significance as this one because I'm much more spiritually in tune, and the unity meditation was just really, really important. I've been meditating a lot when Cobra has his meditations, the weekly ones. And, it was pretty amazing. Aaron tried to meditate and the yellow jackets were out and he was having trouble with that.
Yeah, I can see.
And it got really, really silent. But then as soon as the sun peeked out again, boom, there goes one of our roosters.
It came back to life. Well, he thought it was morning, right? He didn't know what time it was. Yeah, I want to get. What would you think about having Cobra on Fade to Black?
Oh God, yeah.
You think so?
Oh my God, yeah. Now, I've been following Cobra for about a year and a half, maybe.
Yeah.
He said there were over 250,000 meditating during the eclipse.
Yes.
But those are people that went on the YouTube and probably logged in. We couldn't do that because I up at that medicine wheel, there's absolutely I got no signal. So, I had it downloaded on my phone and did the meditation, the unity meditation that way. But I think he would be an awesome guest.
Now, what about this medicine wheel? How big is it?
How big is it? 30 feet in diameter. So we've got the center of it, and if Karen's out there, if Karen can retweet the center of the medicine wheel, I took a picture of it at full dark with the candles around it.
Right.
I can't get Twitter right now.
Right.
But it was pretty. Amazing.
I'm looking at it here. Wow, that's pretty cool. You guys went to town. All right. Yeah, I gotta come check this thing out. Rita and we need to do some singing bowls and
yes, we have. Aaron and I both have singing bowls, and we did singing bowls, not like big ones that they had out at ECETI. We have some smaller ones, and they have a beautiful sound to them. And I wondered too, because we're on a hill and things echo down the hill, and I wondered what our neighbors might have thought about. What is that noise?
Right. Well, if we get Cobra on, I'm just going to say this to everybody that knows about Cobra and has listened in the past. If we have him on the show, I'm not going to have his voice disguised. I can't do that. I just can't. That it's always bothered me when I would see somebody do an interview and hide their face. You know, I'm just like,
Right.
you know, why are you doing that? You're on TV. Why hide your voice or hide your face? I mean, if somebody wants to figure out who you are, they're going to do it. And if your face isn't disguised, nobody's going to care. It's not like somebody's going to see you and recognize you and go, oh, you were that person. No, stop. You know? And so now the voice disguising, I understand there's reasons for it, okay? I don't want to talk about it here. It's not necessarily to disguise the voice, but I don't care about that. I just want the actual voice here. There's too many people that will be listening to this show that have never listened to Cobra before, and to make that kind of introduction to an audience of this size, I just don't want to have a disguised voice. I just want to have the real thing go on.
Well, and he's very difficult to understand. He uses a voice modulator, and he's very difficult to understand. I usually wait for the transcripts to come out.
Yeah.
He's not a native English speaker.
Right.
You can kind of tell that. So he's got an accent.
Mm-hmm.
But he was specifically, he's a Palladian contactee, and he was told specifically not to reveal his identity at this time.
Right. Well, I mean, if he's coming on the, I won't reveal his identity, but we just can't do that voice modulation stuff. Can't do it. No, not for this broadcast. He can do it on his own, but anyway. So we're going to try to put that together.
Soon.
What?
Things may change soon.
Yeah. We're gonna make a move at that. Well, Susie, thank you so much, and I'm glad that you guys are right there in totality. And I'm a little jealous. At least we got 90%. What we didn't have was the darkness around the sun to see that. It didn't get totally dark. In fact, for us, it got it was like sunset. That's what we got. We went from totally brightness to sunset. Okay.
Bring you back. Real quick, this was my second eclipse. The other one was in 1979. I don't really remember all of it because I was young.
Right.
But this one was more spectacular, and the hype was worth it.
I know. Totally for me too, John. All right. Or Frankie Four Fingers. Thank you guys so much, and I'll let you guys get back to it. And thank you for everything, and you guys be safe out there.
You too, really quick. If you're up in this area, we got a room for you. You can check everything out in this area if you want.
Yeah, you guys have a really nice home and a very nice pool. I'll talk to you guys. Behave and be well.
Okay. All right, you too. Have a good night. Great show.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, John, Susie, Aaron. Hey, Brad, sounds like somebody's doing construction in the background. What's going on?
Oh, it might be a squeaky chair. Sorry about that. I'll sit still. The other thing about the eclipse is it was over right so quick. Right when you're kind of getting used to it and looking around and surveying the area, 2 minutes and 20 seconds, the sun started coming out again. The light started getting bright again, and it was like it's over. And I should also point out to you, I've talked to Cobra a couple times. There was a period where I was considering publishing his book about disclosure, and we talked over Skype, and I may have his contact still. I could pass it on to you.
Oh, no, we're in contact. We were in contact over the weekend. So, no, look, again, I don't want to talk about this stuff in advance. I would like to have Cobra on the show. Okay, yeah. I would, but I cannot do it with all the stuff, the bells and whistles. I just can't do it. I just, there's something about that doesn't sit right for me and for the audience. And you know what? If we're going to do it, then let's do it right. Let's make an event out of it and do it the right way. And no voice modulation.
He'd be a great guest.
Now, what about, were there UFO sightings from around the world? There were all of these predictions about things that were going to show up on Saturday and Sunday and on Tuesday, the day after. Did you get any reports of UFO activity aside from what we had?
Really, only what you guys have posted. I haven't seen anything else. I've seen some pretty classic chemtrails right across the eclipse, but that's something altogether different.
Yeah, I was really hoping. See, now what we did, we did 1, 2. I can't even remember now. I don't know if 2 nights for sure. I'm thinking we did 3 nights of night watch. Maybe it was only 2, but we saw some incredible stuff in the skies around Shasta, and a couple were pretty incredible, and the activity was high for me. I don't know if it was low or high for Shasta. I don't know, but it was pretty dynamic, and we definitely saw some amazing stuff. And then Bill Tompkins passed away.
Yeah,
and so we were out there doing night vision, and we had a nice little meditation and prayer for Bill. He passed away 2 hours later, or 3 hours later. So we did this meditation for him. It was about 11 o'clock. He passed away at 2 a.m. But I said to everybody that was there, I said, now look, the next thing that we see, we're going to call this Tompkins 2017, whatever the object is. And right as I said, I turned around, looked up, boom, shooting star, shot right across the sky. Yeah, how cool. I mean, how cool is that, right?
Call NASA. We're renaming that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Did you ever get a chance to meet Bill?
I never did, and I kicking myself for not coming to a conference to see him talk. He was a legend.
The fact that he lived 94 years, we're up there at this at the Eclipse of Disclosure, and his name was mentioned so many times over the weekend. And I mean, just one speaker after another, and Corey, and talking about Bill, and then boom, he took the turn for the worse, and we got the message about it, and everybody was just sad, right? And I tried to tell everybody, look, 94. That's a 9 and a 4.
We should all be so lucky.
There's no reason to be sad here. We need to be happy. And that's, I just tried to, because I'm serious, man. They took it harshly, and it's because he was so much a part of the SSP and Corey and David Wilcock and Michael Sala and the books and everything that they were working on. They just did the MUFON conference symposium together, just a few weeks ago. So, he was, part of that family, and it hit everybody hard. So I just tried to drive it home. Hey, he made it to 94.
Yeah. But what a way to go. I mean, during a solar eclipse day when everybody's looking up to the sky, just like Mark Twain was born when Halley's Comet appeared in the sky, and then he died the same year Halley's Comet came back again.
Right. And not only was it on Eclipse Monday, right? It was at 2 a.m. It was on Monday morning. But it was, how can I say this? If you're going to go, and I want to say this in the nicest of ways, I don't want to offend anybody, but I want to make it to 94 and go out on a solar eclipse night. I do. How great is that? I mean, how great is that? And I just think that he lived life on his terms. And I said this last night on the air, but I sincerely mean this. He went to the edge, man. He went to the cliff, and Rita said we did 2 sky watches. Okay, I don't know why I was thinking 3, but Rita, didn't we do one Friday night? And we did one Saturday. We did one Sunday. I guess, which night did we not do one? Because we did it 2 nights in a row. I don't know. My memory is completely kaput. I thought we did one each night. But he went to the edge, took a peek, went out in the dark, stuck his foot out there, felt the edge of the cliff, and took life as far as he could take it. And, she said, no, Friday. Oh, Friday we had a fader party. Oh, that's
You
right.
two always have fader parties.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, Friday night we had the fader party. She just posted, no, Friday you drank. I did.
That's why you forgot.
No. I had one beer. One beer. Found a really good beer, too. Some organic chocolate Oregon ale. Oh, man, it was really good, too. I have one bottle left. I brought it back with us. I've never seen it before. But, yeah, that's what we did Friday night. So, anyway, back to Bill. The sky watches with what we were observing and all of this going on, and I wanted to take the opportunity there to let everybody know, because people are camping. They don't necessarily have internet access or things, and these are rumors that are going around. So I just wanted to officially make a statement to everybody so they knew what was going on, and it came from one source. And again, just let everybody know that what he did, and he left us with a lot of information and stuff for the future, his life and his memory, and his knowledge and his research, and his whistleblowing will continue on for forever. So let's just name the next star or the next thing that we see after him. We'll call it Tompkins 2017.
I think we ought to call this solar eclipse the Thompson eclipse.
Yeah, we mentioned that a few times too as well. And then to turn around and just see this shooting star bang across the sky. I did want to say this. You didn't have a sighting. That night on Saturday, Sunday night, these two craft are directly above us, straight up, 12 o'clock. And one was traveling at a medium speed, and it was going from south to north. It was going directly north. And another one that was going about twice as fast was going on a northwest trajectory, and it was behind it. But you could see them both at the same time in the night vision, and they eventually crossed. But it was pretty interesting to see. And then behind them were two flying at the same speed. I couldn't tell if they were jets or airplanes or helicopters, but they were going south to north. Yep. It was pretty cool to see. And they were back a little bit, but they were definitely going north to south. South to north, following the same flight path as the slower object. The faster object came up and then crossed the path of the slow one and continued on the north by northwest trajectory. And stayed out there forever. It just went to the other side of the horizon. It continued. That was a brilliant, and to see them at the same time, about the same brightness, about the same size, just traveling at two different speeds in two different directions. And you're trying to figure out if they're satellites. Well, if this was a satellite, it was in a reverse polar orbit. Trip on that, right? It's not going from north to south. It's going from south to north over us. And then this other one, instead of going east to west, or even stranger, west to east, this was going at an angle, north by northwest. So if they were satellites, I don't know. And then, you know what? We're going to hit a break. When we come back, I'll tell you about this other sighting that we had up there that was absolutely nuts. And this was Saturday night. Our guest tonight, Brad Olsen. We are doing our Total Eclipse special. We do want to hear from you. 323-825-5045. This is Fade to Black. Our guest, Brad Olsen. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. We'll be right back.
kgr8radio.com.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station, Salt Lake City, Utah, Van Buren, Arkansas.
Okay, nurse, let's get this man to the ER stat.
Right away, doctor.
We see this every day. Heart attack or angina pain due to blocked and clogged arteries. Chelation can remove obstructions or blockages from arteries and help avoid painful and expensive surgery. Now there's Angioprim. It's a liquid oral chelation product that you take with juice. You start to feel the results fast. Angioprim increases blood flow all over the body, and that means more energy and strength to take on the day with less aches and pains. 60 years of research has gone into chelation, and Angioprim is the result. A safe and easy way to unblock your veins and arteries from buildup that slow circulation.
Paging Dr. Jones. Please report to the emergency room right away.
Log on now for a special radio offer from Angioprim. That's angioprim.com/radio. ANGIOPRIM. Angioprim.com/radio or call 877-882-7221. That's 877-882-7221.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Your contact for current news and trending topics. KGRARadio.com.
Do you worry a lot? If you're forgetful, nervous, moody, or overwhelmed, chances are you're not protecting yourself from the ravaging effects of stress and anxiety. No matter the cause, ongoing stress and elevated levels of the stress hormone cortisol can rob your memory, your health, your quality of life, and your future. Now you can combat the effects of stress and anxiety while improving your memory and recall at the same time with the dietary supplement Calm and Clever. Studies show that the ingredients in Calm and Clever reduce cortisol by as much as 30% in as little as 1 to 2 weeks and increase your ability to recall facts, names, and numbers in 4 to 12 weeks. Calm and Clever was created by scientist Kurt Hendricks, a principal investigator in 2 NIH-funded studies on Alzheimer's disease. Try Calm and Clever for 2 months. You'll feel the difference. Call 1-800-758-8746 or go to calmandclever.com.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi available, you can still listen to every minute of Fade to Black by just calling 605-562-4482. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan and no extra cost if you have unlimited minutes. Just call 605-562-4482. You can listen to me, Jimmy Church, on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Go Beckley Tappy.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why fade to black? Because you never got that pony, damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Network and KGRA, the planet. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Simple enough. Hashtag F2B. We are doing, that's the sandbox, hashtag F2B. We're doing a Total Eclipse recap from Monday. We were up at Mount Shasta for the Eclipse of Disclosure Conference, and it was a great conference. Now, we're going to post a bunch of pictures from up there. I just and go through those. The ones that I just posted, that's Cheeky, and she has a store in San Francisco, and we've seen her at a few different conferences, and we always say hello. She's a good friend. But check out her headdress. And this picture was taken a few minutes before the mass meditation, and she brought that headdress up there just for the meditation. But it's absolutely incredible. Pretty cool, huh? And then these pictures here were taken. This was the eclipse from Mount Shasta. And now, in the upper left, picture number 2 in the second row, that's exactly what we saw from the very beginning. I never saw the full sun. It was this here, the second picture, all the way to the end. We watched it go through. Brad, are you looking at this?
I am, yeah. So just the little sliver of sun.
That was the first one. I mean, so we watched the whole thing. So the extreme, as close as it got, would be the second picture in the middle row. That was as eclipsey as it got. Was right there, and then after that it passed. So for us, the moon went at an angle, as you can see, across the sun. And it was pretty fun to watch. That whole thing probably took about an hour. About an hour. So the sun, a piece of the sun was always exposed. And I'm waiting for some more pictures from Rita of the event. And as she gets those posted up, I will let you know exactly what we're looking at. She just posted pictures of our Airbnb. Not that exciting, everybody, but I'll retweet it now as I wait for some other pictures to pop up. And this is our Airbnb. Okay.
Is this the guy that was getting upset with you?
That was next door to this.
Next door.
Yeah, next door. The first day of the conference was pretty amazing. Corey did an excellent presentation that night with Gerald O'Donnell, who is a remote viewer, amongst other things. But that was a really good presentation. And then Saturday was Jay Widener and his presentation. He was the keynote that night. And here is Clifford Mahudi. Clifford, again, is one of those guys that I have to say is, he also did a prayer, an Indian prayer for everybody the day of the eclipse, right before it, actually. And Clifford is great. And he did a really, really, really great presentation, too, as well. But more so than anything with Clifford, he's such an uplifting guy. He's so awakened. He's so spiritually connected, of course, American Indian and his ancestry and where he lives and what he's about. But he's such a happy, uplifting, enlightened, connected guy. He walks into a room and everybody just brightens up, and he's just so smart. And we're going to have him on Fade to Black, I think 2 weeks.
Clifford's great.
Yeah, Clifford's great. And now Jay Widener doesn't speak that often publicly. He goes to a lot of conferences. He's an attendee. He's got Gaia, so he's always there working. But as far as speaking, most people don't know. And they know him from his Stanley Kubrick or The Shining, some Alchemy, some movies that he has, documentaries that he has done, and maybe some radio interviews. They've never heard him speak. And I got to tell you, Jay Widener on Saturday night killed it. Great presentation on alchemy that branched out and reached out and touched so many different subjects. But it was all centered on Falconelli and alchemy and what is really going on out there. I don't think the audience was ready for it. Oh, they loved it, but I didn't think that they expected that kind of knowledge to be just laid out there. And real knowledge. Okay, Rita just posted, this is a picture of Jay on stage. Now, Brad Harris, if Brad is listening, Brad took this picture, and it is of me. This is from the back, and I'm just standing there for 2 hours. 2 hours, stood in the same spot watching Jay's presentation from the side of the stage. Stunning. Man, he just absolutely nailed it. And there was, I'll tell you a funny story. Okay, so Jay goes, I'm introducing Jay, and we're backstage. And Jay says, okay, man, now whatever you do when you introduce me, don't say that I'm the smartest guy in the room. I'm like, okay, that's the wrong thing to do with me, right? Okay.
What'd you go and do, Jimmy?
I said, now, introducing the smartest guy in the room.
I saw your tweet on that.
Oh, you did? You did? I looked over at Jay, and he just shot me that look, and it was... it was
but he was, so there you go.
Well, you know, the thing is, Jay's a very humble guy. And when your lights are on, like Jay knows that he's not the smartest guy in the room. And he also knows that there are people out there that know more. That's how you learn. You learn from people that know more than you, right? Yeah. And Jay's aware of that. He knows what time it is, you know, seriously. And so introducing him like that when he's like, you know, the facts are the facts, man. I'm not the smartest guy in the room. But and that's his take on it. But he was that night. Oh, man. So to see everybody react, because, you know, we all go through presentations. And when you go through presentations, you know, conference after conference after conference, you are you're getting acclimated. You've heard it before. A lot of people that go to these conferences, and you know this better than anybody, when you go to these conferences, you are studying, you're researching, you're aware, you've read the books, you've seen the documentaries, you know what's going on. So very rarely do you hear something that you've never heard before, right? It doesn't happen that often. Okay, I'm posting these pictures. For me, highlight of the conference is right here. Okay, that there's two pictures here. I gave away some T-shirts. This first one, I said, okay, oldest person here, come on up to the stage. And it turned out to be this young man. His name's Kyle. And I believe Kyle was 90. And there he is coming up to the stage and getting his T-shirt. How cool is that, right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, there's that. But then look at the next picture. Now,
the youngest.
And guess what her name was?
Eclipse.
Unity.
Ah.
Nice. Right. And so she comes up, and look at my face. If you look really close, that was when I put the microphone back to her. I said, what'd you say? Right. Unity. Get out of here. You know, and there she is, 9 years old. 9 years old. She's Eric Rain's daughter, and who is a presenter there, you know, great guy. But talk about the headlights being on. She is just a bright ray of sunshine. And there she is, 9 years old, came up and just floored me. Just a great moment in the conference. So as she was wearing that shirt all weekend, and she's just really, really cool. And her mom and dad were awesome. And she had a little sister there that was like 6 months old. And I won't post her picture, but she was great too as well. And there you go. So that to me was the highlight of the conference right there. These two pictures, and certainly Unity right there. And she had no problems, man, getting up on the mic and coming up to the stage, and it was pretty cool.
What'd she have to say?
The normal stuff. It wasn't what she said. It was that she didn't have a problem talking. You know, she just came right up. Most people don't want to deal with a microphone or crowds, but she just came right up. You know, what's your name? Unity. Having fun? Yeah. How old are you? 9. You know, and I said, so what grade are you in? 3rd? No. I'm going into 4th. I said, 4th grade. You're going to be the tallest girl there. You know, I mean, she was just right there on everything. So, okay, Rita just posted another picture of this is Mace. Now, for everybody out there, I'm going to post this. This next picture is Mace. Mace comes up to me and says, and I hope he's listening right now. He says, Jimmy, my name's Mace. I came in from Brisbane, Australia, just to meet you. I was like, get out of here. And I thought he was messing with me. He goes, no, man, wouldn't have heard of this conference if it wasn't for Fade to Black. I'm a Fader not. And I listen every night from Brisbane, and here I am. So there is Mace. Now, Mace turned out to be, he's the guy in the blue shirt. He's a street artist, and amazing. And we have a bunch of his artwork here that he gave to us. It's just an incredible artist. I'll post some pictures of his stuff later. But Mace, if you're listening, very cool to meet you and hang out with you for the last 3 or 4 days. Very, very, very cool guy. Now I forgot where I was going next, Brad. Was this? Okay, so Saturday night, Corey comes out with his wife Stacy, and for the night vision, and Nurse Nancy's there, and Rita's there, and of course Bearing Optics. And I want to thank Bearing Optics for sponsoring the event. They brought up like 14, 15 pairs of night vision goggles, and Amisha Johnson and her company Vector 5, just a great night vision thing. So anyway, I look up and this object is going across the sky, and Corey steps up. This object went all the way across. Now, again, this was going northeast at another angle, right? And northeast, and then it just stopped above us and didn't move. So we were tracking it for 2, 3, 4 minutes, and it was moving across the sky, at this northeast trajectory, and started to go out past Mount Adams, but then it just stopped, and it stayed there all night. Just froze right above us, like at 1 o'clock. Here's that picture of Jay and I backstage, and this is a pretty classic moment. He literally said, okay, do not say I'm the smartest guy in the room. And this is me answering, I swear, at this moment, Jay? And he goes, Jimmy, you messed with me twice today. Don't make it a third time. Jay, it's going to happen. So after I did it on stage, I turned to him, and he shoots me this look, and he goes, that was number 3. And I'm like, coming from Jay.
He still loves you, Jimmy.
Man,
we all love you.
He's the best. I'm going to have Jay. Okay, I'm going to announce to everybody now. I've been ignoring the phones. Phone calls have been coming in. 323-825-5045. If you saw the eclipse, let us hear your story. Give us a call, 323-825-5045. Jay is going to be on Coast to Coast with me this Saturday, and for a Nazca Mummy update, everybody. So that'll be on Saturday. Also with Mel Fabregas is going to be on with us. He's never done Coast to Coast before. Can you believe that? From Veritas, he's never been on Coast. So that'll be Coast to Coast this Saturday. Friday night, Richard Dolan is going to be my guest, followed by Open Lines on Coast. All right, now, there's a couple of funny pictures here. This is what happened. This is this E.T. picture. And with this E.T., this is what happened. I'm hosting the panel. As you can see, I have 10 panelists in the background. And I look over, and there's this 6'4" green alien standing there with a full green bodysuit on, and he's leaning against the wall. And I just stopped the panel right there. I was like, okay, I got to go see what's going on. Who's this guy? So I walk over and I go, what's your name? And he put up the microphone. He goes, I said, really? Where are you from? I said, oh, okay, cool. And then he goes, I'm here to find Jimmy Church. I said, well, you came to the right place. Come on in. So he comes in and he takes a bow, and then he said, do I get a T-shirt? Because I give away T-shirts to the people that traveled the farthest. So he asked me if he got a T-shirt. And so that's what's going on here. It was pretty cool. I still don't know who it was. I don't know. Maybe it really was E.T., and he was wearing a disguise over his disguise. Could be. I don't know. But I still don't know who it was. I do not know who this person was. Nobody admitted to it. Pretty trippy, huh? Are you looking at the picture?
Yeah, I am. He must have stole the show. Everybody's laughing and smiling in the picture.
Yeah, you know how tall I am, right? I'm almost 6 foot. Look at this dude. He's big.
Yeah. Well, he's kneeling down, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, but you can see. Okay, now, have you been to McLeod?
I have, yeah.
Have you been to the mill?
I'm not sure about that place. I did get my gear to climb Mount Shasta for McLeod.
Okay.
Some friends of mine live there.
Well, this was a logging town. They don't do logging there anymore, okay? But it was a logging town, and that supported the local economy forever. At the top of the hill, about a mile away from where we were staying in downtown McLeod, just a mile away, sits this building, and it's called the Mill. This thing is the longest wooden building in the world.
Is it really?
Now, looking at this picture here, I can tell you that this is about half of it, because the middle entrance to the middle of the building is over on the left-hand side. Do you see it right there? That last thing peeking out?
Yeah.
That's a garage door.
Oh, wow.
Okay. This is the front when you first pull in, and then Brad, it is the most, when they say it's the longest wooden building in the world, you don't question it. It really, it's that massive. I walked in, and this thing is full of RVs. This is where people, in McLeod park their RVs, for the winter, right? And it's full. Now, and the RVs only take up half of the building. It's massive. It's an absolutely beautiful historic landmark. And to stand in the middle of it and look from end to end, it's huge. It's beyond huge. It's that big. Just an absolutely huge building.
You didn't do the conference there, did you?
No, we did one day of the conference there. So, So the ET picture that you just saw, this was with the panel. If you look in the background there, you can see part of the mill. See it? Look at the background. See the wooden slats?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's now, and then off to the left. Now, where this picture is taken with the ET, you can't even see here. It's all the way down. Like I said, this is half of the building. The other half it's that long. Just, you have to picture this. So way down there on the left-hand side of the picture is the outdoor tent where we did the panel and the meditation. And then on the other side of that is another repeat of what you're looking at here. There's another parking lot, and the other half of the building sits over there. It's massive, massive. So, yeah, we did all of the events were in front of this. The camping and everything was in front of this building. Massive. Very, very, very cool. And we saw up at ESETI, there's a covered bridge up at ESETI. Did you go check that out?
Well, I'm going up there this weekend, so whereabout is it?
Across the street from the entrance to ESETI. As you're driving up to the entrance to ESETI, it'll be on your right. Look immediately to your left, about 50 yards from the entrance. You'll see it is a beautiful covered bridge. So before you go to ESETI, get out of the car, go over to the covered bridge and check it out. Walk in, look up, and see how it's built. Because this wooden building here that you're looking at is a larger version of it's like a covered bridge. So you have all the wood structure on the inside, the roof and the supports. It's so intricate. I mean, I can't imagine how long it took to build this. And the fact that it's still standing and it's, 100 years old, 150 years old, it's absolutely incredible. Beautiful building.
They just don't build like that anymore. They
don't, Brad. They don't. Now, this is where I wanted to go next with you. One of the things that you deal with constantly, not only with authors and researchers, but you're a publisher and you're in the public eye. What do you think about this this media frenzy that's been going on with the eclipse? A part of it is that the talk about alien contact, these laser beams that are being shot at Earth, fast radio burst, alien megastructures, exoplanets, life on Europa, inside of our star system. Now they're talking about Mars again. It seems like every week we're getting another contact with ET message from the mass media. And then we got it in a full dose with leading up to the eclipse this past Monday. What do you think is going on with this, Brad?
You're right. It seems to be happening on a weekly basis. Did you see the crop circle in the UK that happened maybe the day of the eclipse or one day before or after?
The day before. Pretty incredible.
It's incredible with all these glyphs and what looks to be the eclipse and the Earth. There's so much going on, so much happening. These are the days of pre-disclosure, but it won't be for long. And I think we're going to look back on this time and say, well, who were the people that were really interested in this subject, that were helping get this information out? This is what I said on the panel at Coast to Coast. And I make a very good case for contact in my book, Future Esoteric, that we have been contacted many times. Perhaps ET even lives here on this Earth. And it's just a matter of time before the human population on the surface understands it, and there's some kind of seminal event that triggers it all. And that'll be year zero, I'm sure. We're going to look back at the time when humans made that great leap forward consciously, and this will be a very historic moment.
Yeah, I'm looking at this crop circle here. Has anybody decoded it yet?
Not that I know of. I'm looking at it now, too. Look at that.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
You haven't heard of anybody decoding it?
No, I haven't. I checked it out when it first hit the media, but I haven't gone back and checked it out until right now. I'm going to cover this tomorrow night on the show and see what I can find out tomorrow. Certainly, it's been decoded. I just I haven't read anything yet.
Did you ever see the Roswell beams that had a kind of script on it? It kind of reminds me of that, like the gray alien writing found on the Roswell craft. There's photos of it, quite famous photos of that script.
Right.
Which I don't know has been deciphered either, but wouldn't that be interesting if we could find some similarities?
Yeah, and there was, definitely. Somebody just posted, did we have your version of the goggles out in Shasta? 2 weeks, my version, we're going to be doing the Fade to Black model, the edition of these night vision goggles are going to be ready. Very excited about that, and I can't wait to make this announcement. It's going to be so cool. Well, Brad, your new radio show kicks off. We've got about a minute left. If you want to hang on, you can tell us more about it when we come back. But how can people go and check that out and listen to it?
Yeah, it'll start a week from today on Revolution Radio, on Truth Cat Radio, and the Late Night in the Midlands network on all three, live from 3 to 6 p.m. Pacific time. Just go to one of those stations and tune on in. Maybe I'll have you on one day and the interviewer becomes the interviewee.
Wow, 3 to 6 p.m. Again. You're going to do a 3-hour live show?
Yeah.
Are you prepared?
I think so. I'm going to do some chapters out of my Esoteric Series books to set the precedents, define my terms, and also use those files to create a audiobook. So I'm going to get my feet wet reading some chapters which are very compelling. And with the time left over at the end of each show, deconstruct them, maybe bring a guest on to talk about that particular chapter.
So it's going to be a fireside theater.
In a way, and I'll also do guests. Have a couple lined up already, depending on who's coming through town, if I can have them in studio or call in if it's a pertinent subject with something happening that's going on.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a break. I want to hear more about this. I'm very, very curious about this, man. It's going to be an interesting conversation. I want to know how prepared Brad is. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Phone lines are open, 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. Total Eclipse special with Brad Olsen. I'll be right back.
Listen to my boy, Jimmy Church, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
So you went to dinner last night, you had your favorite pasta. Ugh. Or maybe you had a heavy, spicy meal and it left you. Ugh. Get the tea.com. Maybe you mowed down a huge steak and your plumbing is all plugged. Ugh. Get the tea.com. Our super strength tea will take care of your occasional. Ugh. It's all organic and non-GMO. Get rid of ugh. We have so many great supplements, but our super tea is number one. GetTheTea.com. That's GetTheTea.com.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roasted to the dark side of fade to black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy.
I'm Matt Ray with America's First News. We all know if you're planning a trip, you should shop and compare, right? But why endlessly search the web when you don't have to? Flight Services helps you find the lowest possible airfare. Talk directly to a travel pro right now for the best deals available. Their travel pros have additional discounts not found on websites, and Flight Services provides 24-hour customer service. Call toll-free 844-845-9944. That's 844-845-9944.
What's up, Fadernauts? Studio Dome loves Fade to Black and the F2B audience so much that they have put together the ultimate stereo Bluetooth system. They've done it just for you. Man, check this out. The Studio Dome SBB2 stereo system is here. It's featuring two Studio Boombox 2 SBB2 wireless Bluetooth speakers, packed in its own custom hardshell case. This Studio Dome system features the very latest in stereo Bluetooth technology. The two full-range boomboxes are in true wireless stereo. You've got to hear this. It's amazing. It's just $129 and use the promo code JCRTWS and you'll also get free shipping. It's simple. Just go to JimmyChurchRadio.com,
click on the Studio Dome banner. Go Beckley Tepe.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way. KGRARadio.com.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Relax, I'm here. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Our Total Eclipse special tonight with Brad Olsen. And I'm posting some additional pictures here. There is a shot of me with one of those sacred skulls right there. Just look at that thing. Man. Brad, you need to check out that website for Judy Kyle. His artwork is the way that he sculpts these skulls. They're absolutely incredible. And all of the sacred geometry is there in each one. This one that I'm holding here was $30 grand.
Wow.
Yeah. It took 2 years to make. Yeah,
that is impressive.
Yeah, it is. His website. And when I say $30,000, yeah, it sounds like it's a bit much. It does, because it's a big number. It's the cost of a car, cost of a home, that my parents first built. But when you hold it and you look at it and you just realize that it's a true art, the extreme sense of the word. All right, let's go to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black.
Hey, Jimmy. Hey, Brad. It's Eric.
Hey, Eric. How are you?
I'm exhausted.
Where are you? Are you up at ESETI?
I'm home. I made it home this morning. Yeah, this morning early. I couldn't quite make it all the way from Shasta. I got to. Yeah, I wanted to go to ESETI. I just was so exhausted that I just thought it would be better just to go home and rest because I'm literally worn out.
Yeah, ESETI is just a hop, skip, and a jump, though. You should have just gone. But anyway, okay, so you're back at home. What'd you think? It was a great event, the Eclipse of Disclosure event, and of course the Eclipse. Pretty amazing day, wasn't it?
I loved it. I mean, I want to thank you and Rita publicly for inviting me because if Rita hadn't invited me, I don't know that I would have gone. But I'm entirely grateful because I was entirely impressed. And I'm not saying this with any kind of, push on the back here, but I was entirely impressed with Corey Good, with Roger, and the whole crew that they had there, those young guys that appeared to be mostly in their 20s and 30s that did their presentations. Phenomenal. Completely phenomenal. And Jay Widener, and the energy was positive. There was no negativity. All this BS rumors that I've been hearing on the internet, completely bullshit. BS, okay? And I just want to say that publicly. If anybody has any doubt about Corey or anything that they're doing, they need to just go to one of these conferences, spend 3 days with these guys, observe their behavior, their demeanor, how they interact with people, and you'll see it's all a bunch of BS.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that for the record.
Yeah, it's just a couple of people. It's that, a couple of people can manage to influence others and stuff, but by and large, it's just a couple of people. The event itself, again, I'll say this publicly, people, you need to understand, I don't endorse anybody. Okay, there's no endorsement here. The point is, I will not be censored. I'm not going to have any Yahoo out there that wants to tell me what to do. It ain't going to happen. I will have anybody on this show that I want, and I will not have somebody on this show that I don't want on this show. Nobody's going to tell me I have to have this person on. No. The people that I have on this show, no matter who they are people that I'm interested in, and that I research and I know what I'm talking about and I want to learn something and I'm trying to figure things out. That's who I have on this show. I don't have negativity on this show. I just don't do it. I don't care about that. I don't care about debates. I don't care about counter, I don't care about any of that. It doesn't interest me. It just doesn't. And not only that, it's boring. It's absolutely boring. Those people out there, Eric, that you have been listening to and others, like you said, you were expecting something else, right? And so people are out there listening to that crap. And they listen, they're expecting something else. That's boring to me. It's absolutely 100. There is nothing exciting about that. And those out there that are being part of the negativity that think that they are establishing themselves with reputation or propping themselves up with that, they don't realize it's the exact opposite. People don't look at you with happy eyes, that they're not impressed. They're not. You can go out and the easy way through life is to be negative. That's the easy way to go through life. You know what's hard? It's hard to be positive. It's hard to be cool. It's hard to be happy. That is difficult, man. That is a hard road. And people respect that because it's not the easy road. You know what the easy road is? Go rob a bank. Talk smack. Be a critic. Be a debunker. Be a skeptic. That is easy.
Or make up fake news.
Right. That is easy. You know what's hard? Doing the right thing. Doing the right thing. That is, it's difficult every single day to wake up and do the right thing. And that's, and I can't express that enough. And people get that. They don't respond, man. They don't care if you're negative. They don't care. They don't. So that's it. I'm off my soapbox with that. To have somebody.
Well, one more thing. That night I don't know if it was Saturday or Sunday night because it just seemed to blend all together. We were out there and we all were there and we saw that whatever it was, it powered up very brightly and it went off and then it moved over like 7 times. Remember that?
Yep.
Did you talk about that tonight?
No. I forgot about it. We saw so many.
That was amazing. That was so obvious that it was.
Yeah.
Was not from our world.
Okay, so this is what Eric is referring to, and again, Brad, this was right up above us. Like 11 o'clock. Look straight up, not quite straight up, like 11 o'clock, and this thing flashed. Probably, I think Eric just said 6 or 7 times. That sounds about right. 6 or 7 times. They were counting.
You were counting it,
right?
And you kept calling it. You go one more time, and then like a few seconds later, it powered up again. I was just going, oh my god!
But it was
do with this thing, whatever it was.
But it was moving. So Brad, it would light up and then go out and then move over a couple inches, and then light up and then move up. And then light up, and then move over, and then down at an angle. It didn't say in the same spot, but every time, and it was about 15, maybe 20 seconds in between these flashes, and it was bright. And then it went black. It didn't turn into a star. It just disappeared, and then moved, and then just lit up again. I forgot about that. We saw so many incredible things.
It was much brighter than a star or a planet. I mean, you couldn't tell me that was a star. It was way bigger than that. So it was obvious that it wasn't a star.
Right. And it was under intelligent control. It was lighting up. It was turning on and off and moving. That was the trippy thing. I think one time it dimmed. It didn't go totally out, and we saw it move across the sky. And stop, and then lit up again, and then the rest of the time, it was totally black, and it was just like scooting around, toot, and so it lasted probably 3, 4, 5 minutes. That's a long time, just flashing. Hey, Eric,
maybe that's where that alien guy beamed down from.
Yeah, man, could be.
Yeah. One last thing. I know I got to get off the phone here, but the people up there, I mean, I've been to a lot of conferences this year. It's been my goal, but the people up there were just so nice, so friendly, so positive. I mean, I loved it, and I look forward to going next year. And anybody that's listening, you got to check it. I think I believe they're coming back next year.
Oh, yeah, there's no reason not to. It was a great conference, great town. You can't beat the view, right there at the foot of Mount Shasta. So, yeah, absolutely. And they did one day of the conference outside of the mill. The rest of it was down in town. When I say that, we're talking literally a 1-minute drive. It's just 60 seconds down the hill. So it's all right there. Great restaurants, cool vibe. No bars open till 2 a.m. in McLeod. I got to tell you, man, if I was going to open up a bar, I'd open it up in McLeod.
Yeah, I Googled it. There's 1,009 people that live in the town, and half are female and half are male, just for the record.
Okay, so there is 1,000 people in McLeod? Really?
Yeah.
I don't know where they're all living.
Camping in the woods somewhere, I'm guessing.
There's only 2 streets. Yeah, man, what a great town and what a great vibe. Thank you so much, Eric. Behave.
All right. And hey, Brad, goodbye. Hopefully see you in October, Brad, over at Javi's place.
Did Javi, is he not coming up to ESETI? You guys are just kind of burned out?
I haven't talked to him. I don't know, but I tried to get your phone number through him, but he hasn't returned my calls. But anyway, I'll let you guys go. I'll talk to you after your
Yeah,
Brad.
Exactly. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
And thank you, Eric.
Bye.
All right. Yeah, let's stay on the phones. Let's just go to Steve in Bluefield. Steve, what's up, my brother?
Hello, Mr. Jimmy Church.
So, how much of the eclipse did you get to see?
94%, Jimmy.
Ooh. So you got the full thing. You got the temperature drop.
It dropped big time, Jimmy. Temperature dropped probably 15 to 20 degrees here.
Yeah, I said,
and it's never really warm here anyway. It was probably only like 77 degrees, and then it probably dropped to like probably low 60s.
Right.
Really quick.
Right. And did you get to see this night sky thing that everybody else is talking about? I didn't get that with 90%. What did you get with 94%?
No, we didn't get the night sky. It got early evening-ish kind of.
Yeah, same thing for me.
There was still, the sun was real intense that day anyway, but there was still a nice little sliver of the sun, still at the top that wasn't covered. So we still had quite a bit of light.
So what did you watch it with?
I watched it with my welding shield.
Oh, there was one of our friends up there had the welding glasses. Those were pretty cool, man. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah, I had my dragon skull welding shield on, and with the automatic lens. When you look at the sun, it automatically
tints
to dark, and then when you look away from the sun, it goes clear again.
Yeah, see, the ones that I were you look away, you can't see anything. Everything stays dark. You constantly had to take them off. What a great event, man, and I'm glad. So you got to see it from your house.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I mean, just beautiful, Jimmy.
I
got to watch some of the show on this guy. I forget his name. He was on Periscope, and I watched the kind of round table that you had.
Oh,
got to watch that.
Right.
And he put another. I think there was two speakers that he put on Periscope that I listened to. That was good.
It was good.
I got to watch part of. Yeah, I got to watch part of. I think it was part of Corey Good, and then I forget the other man's name.
Next to Corey, Jordan Sather. I think it was next.
Yes.
I think I have to look at the pictures here. Hold on. Corey. Oh no, it was Bentinho Massaro.
I remember Jim.
Okay. Well, if you watched him in order, Bentinho was next. He was incredible. Justin Deschamps did an incredible job. Gerald O'Donnell was great. Teresa Yanaros was amazing. Jordan gave like 3 or 4 presentations, and so did Michael Sala did 1 or 2. It was pretty cool. Now, if you look, if everybody looks at the pictures of me with the green ET, there's one shot of the full table with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people sitting at the table. You see Laura Eisenhower, right? You go all the way to the end. You see the guy with the tattoos with the bald head?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the skull artist, Sacred Skulls. That's Judy Kyle. He's the guy that makes the skulls. That's him. He was great.
Yeah, a lot of people at the table.
Yeah, man, it was fun. It was fun. They set up 10 microphones. I said, you know what? We're going to have 10 people. And then Michael Sala shows up late.
Had problems.
Yeah, that was Bill Tompkins. That was Bill Tompkins messing with us. I'm serious too, man. Every time I said Bill Tompkins, something happened. It was funny, man. It was really funny. It was just like, man, you know what? It's just the way that it is. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Wasn't it crazy how many aircraft, so many different UFO type stuff was captured in the eclipse?
Well, for us, we had those 2 crazy sightings right then, and I'm glad that we got those on camera. I haven't heard too much about other sightings around the world. You heard of other things happening?
Yeah, well, they've got, there's just other pictures, and then me and my wife, the night after the eclipse, we were out. We had a beautiful clear sky, and we saw a craft pass by Jimmy that was like I've never seen before. It had, at first I thought it was a plane. It had lights on it, but the light flash was really, really strange. Went like from red to white to green to blue, and then back to white, and then white. But this thing went across the sky in like 3 seconds.
Really?
Just boogieing across the sky, yes. I mean, it was just super fast, and there was no sound, and it was extremely high up. You could tell that it was really, really high up, and this thing just mowed across the sky. It was, if you really just didn't see it when it come across the mountains,
right?
If you didn't see it then, you would have missed it.
Right.
That's how fast it was going.
Wow, how cool is that? You think it was connected?
I don't know. You can't predict that stuff. Who knows what's going on with it?
Right. It seemed like there was things that were happening the day before, the day of. Look, we had amazing sightings there Saturday night and Sunday night. I'm telling you, I was out there for 2 hours for the Skywatch each night hosting the event, and I saw 25 objects. It was nonstop. I had a couple of breathers a couple of times where I was able to just go, man, I need to take a break because I'm holding goggles and looking up at the sky. Constantly there was something going on, and I can't take my eyes off of it when it happens. So, yeah, we had 2 nights of it. Amazing. I don't know what went on Monday night. I know that they haven't.
Jimmy, I think that this stuff goes on every night.
Oh, it does.
The sky.
It does.
I just don't think that when the eclipse happens, everybody turns to the sky, and they're really, paying a lot of attention to the sky.
Right.
So you start to see it. If people would actually take the time to look up, I think they would see a lot more going on up there that we don't know about.
No, you know what, Steve? When we get the Fade to Black version of the night vision ready here in a couple of weeks, and everything is up and ready, get yourself a pair. Okay,
I will,
because sure. I assure you that you can walk out right now, look up in the sky. You're not going to see anything. walk out there and with night vision, same house, same front yard, same dog barking in the background, same farm in front of you, right? And look up, and you're gonna see like the 95 freeway. You know, just you're gonna go, whoa. This has been going on.
It's like that every night.
Yes,
I
it is.
I just don't think people realize how much traffic there is up there.
Yep. You wait. I cannot wait until you get yourself some night vision. Steve, be safe and be well, my friend, and give my best to the family. Thank you so much.
Jimmy, as always, brother. Thanks for the time.
You got it. That's a man right there, Brad, that will always have his airtime on this show. Now let's get back to your radio show. What day does it kick off?
A week from today. That's August 30th.
August 30th. And are you set up, man? You got the full radio studio? You got a board console? You've got a way to...
Yeah, no, I'm going to build into it. I'm just kind of testing the waters here. I'm not sure how long I'll do it. I just want to do it to get my word out there a little bit more for marketing reasons. Just test my toes in the water a little bit. And if I like it, then I'll start making investments and build out a studio.
Okay. Well, I wish you luck with it. And so many podcasts have started because of this show and other shows, but because of this show. And I love it. I'm flattered. It's not easy. But the one thing that, the only thing that will take it to the next level is you got to keep your foot on the gas. You can't stop. If you stop, then you've stopped, right? But if you have something to say, and you do, Brad, of course, you have a lot to say. But if you have something to say, then you will connect with the right people, and you keep your foot on the gas, and things will open up. And I'm excited, man. I can't wait to check it out. And if you ever need a fill-in guest and you got an emergency, give me a call, man. I'll come over and help you out.
You're a great guy, Jimmy, and a big inspiration for why I'm doing it. And always been a big fan of your work, and we've seemed to have hit it off the first time we ever talked. So thanks again for having me on. It's always a great pleasure to talk to you. And what an experience that eclipse was. Definitely one for the record books.
Yeah, absolutely, Brad. Now, and thank you for always being here for us. All of the information for the new radio show is over at CCCP, or is it at bradolsen.com?
I still have to do that. I'm on the road until the day before I go live on the show. It's just Revolution Radio is going to have it listed, as well as Truth Cat and Late Night in the Midlands. So until I get back to my office and get back to work, it's still a little bare. It's so many things I have to do. I'm still doing marketing. My new book, Modern Esoteric Second Edition, is just shipping this week. I shouldn't have even taken this long off, but I did, and it's great to be up here. I'm still in Idaho and heading to Oregon tomorrow, and seeing a bunch of friends and doing a bunch of stuff, and it was great to connect with you on the road, too.
Yeah, absolutely. So a 3 to 6, I'm just curious, a 3 to 6 p.m. Pacific time slot, that's a prime time live time slot. Are you replacing somebody else out there? I mean, how did you get such a premium time slot? That's pretty cool, man.
Well, I was the first one to replace Sean David Morton on his time slot, and they're going to keep that show called Who's Behind the Mic. Now they changed it to Who's Behind the Door. They like me so much, they said, hey, if you want a show, you can do it. And there was an opening, and I told them about the time frame I'd be able to do it, which will be a week from today.
Right.
And they booked me, and then other people heard I was going to do it, and I got on 2 other networks in the last 2 weeks.
And how many days a week are you going to do this?
Just one. Every Wednesday.
Oh, okay. I thought you were doing this 5 days a week.
No.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Brad, and good luck, and just let us know any support that you need, man.
You're great, Jimmy. Thanks so much, and I may be hitting you up for some advice here and there down the road.
You know my phone number.
You're on speed dial, baby.
Thank you, Brad. Be safe out there. Safe travels back to San Francisco.
Thanks, buddy.
Absolutely. Brad Olsen, everybody's got a new show out. And that is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Well, that is another wrap. Another Fade to Black is in the can. Thank you to Brad Olsen, our Total Eclipse special. Thank you to everybody that called in tonight. Fade to Black's executive producers, Rita Kamarian. Shows produced by Hilton J. Paul, Mark D. Kovar, LJ3, Renee. Thank you, Jonas, Dennis, Bob. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vito, and Mark D. Kovar. Fady by Dale. Webmaster is Drew, the Geek. Music, Doug Aldrich. Intro, Spaceboy. SpaceboyMusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network. Syndication is KGRA, The Planet. This broadcast owned and copyrighted 2017 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. Tomorrow night, right here, Ralph Ellis live from Europe, our Adam and Eve special. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Until tomorrow night, everybody be safe. Go Beckley Teppy.